So now we have covered onto we have acquired the resources. Now we need to develop it. Develop a team is this is totally only the manpower. We need to have a team, right? A team will be consist of a project manager. It will be consist of a module lead, business analyst, your testing lead, all those did. You need to identify this. Who will be the project manager? Who will assign to this thing? Who will be working on this project? How many? What are the test resources? Who will be working on that one? Or business analyst? What will be his role? And when he start and active, when he will start and when he will complete? How long the duration for that business resource will be available? Then all those details you need to plan. You need to develop a team. Same goes as an inputs, your project management plan, resource management plan, project documents, lessons learned, project schedule, project team assignments, resource calendar, team charter, all those details it will form as an for developing a team. These are the inputs, right? And the tools and techniques like co-location. Co-location is nothing but people will be working in different time zones, right? Then a virtual team meeting, you will be having a virtual team meet, like how we are doing the virtual. We'll be working. I'm delivering the project's PMP session virtually. Similar kind of thing. Communication technology, interpersonal skills, conflict management, influencing, motivation, negotiation, team building, recognition and rewards, training, individual and team members. These are all tools and techniques for you to have your team intact so that you can deliver your projects. If you take care of all these activities, like your interpersonal skills, conflict management, influencing when you require, when you have to influence someone to get the job done, you have to, there's a difference between an influencing and a motivation. Motivation means you motivate the people to get the work done, whereas you influence, right? Influence the stakeholder. You influence. Motivation, you motivate your team member, whereas you influence your stakeholder. So there is a slight difference over here between influencing and this motivation. Negotiation, again, you need to have a good negotiation skills with your as a PM. When you're communicating with your team members, when you're communicating with your stakeholders, negotiation plays a very vital role. Sometimes stakeholder will say, no, I want to deliver this module on priority. Then you come back to your team members, then they said, no, we can't do that. Then you need to have some sort of a negotiation skills should be, so that you convince your stakeholder or you convince your team members. At the end of the day, your life should be smooth. Clear? So that's what I told, right? Enhancing the skills of the project team by providing them sufficient information so they can complete the project deliverables, manage within cost and schedule budgeted with improved quality. Then you need to build a trust factor with the team as well as with the stakeholder. Create a dynamic and cohesive team culture. So, you need to have a very healthy environment when we are delivering, when you are executing a project. You cannot have, if the environment is not healthy, then you will not be able to achieve any of your tasks. Your project will hamper. And also you need to ensure as a project manager, you need to ensure cross training are happening across your team. So the reason why, because let's say, for example, if you are having a critical resources working on some critical activity, all of a sudden he is on sick. So what you will do? You are going to jeopardize your project. you are going to jeopardize the critical path of your project. So you will be delaying your schedule because and there is a dependency. You are creating a dependency factor on your project, which should not no one should be dependent on any of the activity, right? As a project manager, you have to ensure that you depend the lower the dependency rate, the higher will be the output for you. So you need to ensure that there is a low dependency. That is why you need to have a cross training. So what you have to do cross training? If a resource is working on module X, right? You add another resource, probably not full time, like somewhere 25 to 30% or 50%. So that at least there sometimes by God forbid something happens, right? He went on leave or he resigned, then the other resource can take over. You have that ask the resource who is working on the critical every document, each and every document it, record it, so that you can pass it on to the next resource who will be in case something that goes wrong. That is called cross training. So you'll, as a project, as a management will be, they will measure a project manager based on the your responsibility to others and how many people you have cross trained, right? Have you created any dependency on the project? That is where your KRAs are, project PM's KRA. So what are the input for developing a team? A resource management plan, and then you need to have the project documents, lessons learned register, project schedule, project team assignments, resource calendar, team charter. This all discussed we earlier also. Okay. Tools and techniques, like you need to have reward them, right? Recognition and rewards. And you cannot, yeah, at a day, give every given stage of time, you need to have, you need to recognize your team members. You need to give some sort of a goodies in terms of the rewards. Reward doesn't mean like you give them expensive gifts. Reward is just a token of appreciation, saying that so you are caring for your resource, saying that okay. So that if you do take care of your resource, then you will take care of your project. If you are not taking care of your resource, that means your project is not running in a healthy condition. And also you have to ensure that any of the resource are not working overtime, right? So ensure that you are not asking the resource to work 10 hours or 12 hours. It's not a good sign of any project manager. That means you have not taken care sufficiently for your project. You are not taken care of adequate measures for your project. If you are asking a resource to work 12 hours a day or 13 hours a day, that's a wrong practice, wrong practice. And this is no organization will support you. Saying okay, you have taken a project assuming 8 hours per day, but you are asking the resource to work 12 hours per day. That is wrong. Clear?
Well, sometimes it happens now.
Sometimes it happens is okay, but not every time.
Not every time, right?
Not every time. Sometimes, yeah, I can understand. Yeah, because of the unforeseen situations might arise in the project. At that time is okay, manageable. Like 10% is manageable.
Right.
But if you are asking, right from the day one, you are asking the people to work 12 hours a day, then that is wrong. And you have to plan your resources for your trainings, Let's say, for example, some of the team require training on some of the tools which they are not aware of that. Then you need to ensure that your training plan has to be in your project. It should be part of a project plan. Right? So you as a PM will be measured on the trainings as well, saying that how many trainings as a project manager he has conducted, on the how many tools he has cross-trained to his resources. And finally, you are responsible for evaluating each and every resource, right? Their the strength of the strength SWOT. So you have to do the SWOT analysis. SWOT, SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Which resource is having a strong, which resource is weak, where you can do the opportunity, and which is the threat for you.
So what will happen if there is what will happen if there is a threat?
Threat means you need to have some community, you need to have a risk plan for that.
Okay.
If a threat is like, your resources, he will say that, boss, if you are not increasing my salary, I will leave the organization. He's threatening you.
Okay.
I will leave the project, right? Or sometimes what will happen, resource will say, if you are not giving me, taking care of me, or if you are not giving me hike or anything, that I will destroy your code. That's a threat. As a project manager, you need to take care of that. How can you, those also you have to take into consideration. Right, no? So these are all I'm giving the day-to-day examples, live examples. So co-location, I said I tried, the people will be working in different locations, to ensure that you need to get the maximum productivity from them, and get them involved. If if the team is working on some people will be working in Hyderabad, some people will be working in Bangalore, or some of the team members working in Saudi. How are you ensuring you are getting the maximum productivity from them? Because you are not, at the end, if you are sitting on the same floor, you can monitor, right? But what if they are sitting on different locations? How will you monitor them? Right?
But it depends upon the project, no? But
So whatever will be there, will depend on the project. Let's say I have a project. I'm sitting in Bangalore. My resources are working in Pune. My resources working in Mumbai. My resources working in Latin America. Right? As a PM, how am I doing that? How I'm managing the resources? What productivity I can reap the maximum productivity from them. What are the methodologies I'm doing that? What methodologies I'm following, so that I can ensure that my tasks are delivered on time. I'm not getting escalations because of so and so reason.
But this will not be because since you just told now, the co-location cannot be done in this way.
No, you can. Currently, everyone is co-location, right? Everyone is not. They are not working on the same location.
So that's why my question is that then because of various various places, that in this case co-location cannot be exist, no?
The co-location in the sense like they are sitting in the one place. It's a tight matrix.
Right.
But if it is a virtual, people are sitting on different places, right? Then you will follow the virtual team meetings. Communication methodology, how we are doing that, right? Okay. same again, status reviews. So that's why if you're working on a daily basis, you need to have a stand-up meeting, call for a stand-up meeting, saying that ensure that what exactly each resource is working on. You need to have an view who is working on what, and if they are getting they are getting stuck somewhere. As a PM, it is your responsibility to get that addressed for that resource so that he can deliver his job. Stand-up meeting is a must on a daily basis, 15 minutes, not more than 15 minutes. Right? Offsite team, offsite, if the people are working on-site offshore model, so that also you need to take care of that. Arrange some sort of a workshops to them. So PM has to get in, he has to work with the management. Not only he is responsible for his own resources, he has to work with the management, he has to work with the HR. You know, how he can motivate his employees by, there are some employees who are very good. They are extraordinary people will be there. How can you motivate them? If you are not taking care of such resource, right, they will move out from your organization. If PM will be measured on basis on the attrition rate. So how many people from your project has been moved out? That also be a measurement criteria for a PM's performance. Right?
इसमें PM की क्या गलती है? परफॉर्मेंस उनका डाउन हो जाएगा. PM, what is the problem with the PM?
Problem, he has not taken care of the resource properly.
Somebody has left the company and is gone to the.
Somebody left the company means see, why anyone will leave the company? See, now you are working in one organization. Okay. What is your concern? You have to take care properly if you are a good resource, right? You have to take care of your salary. Since you are if you are a good resource as a PM, it is my responsibility to take care of you. Genuine things, not I cannot do favorism to you. But if you are good and you are at par with other resources, so I have to as a PM's responsibility, he should take care of you, and he should project to the resource and into the right forum, saying that this is the guy who is working on that way. If you are taking care of them, why anyone will move out? Why the resource will move out? Basically, a couple of things. One is the salary is not meeting, or if you are not providing him if he has a hunger, learning new technologies. If you are not providing that, then he will move out. If you are asking him to work in the same technology for years, then why will he stay? Right? That's all. Clear, right? Any
clear?
Yeah, clear.
So how you will form this question? This one will come on the resource, right? Forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. So it's like a bell curve. When you do the forming, then between storm, then normalization will happen. Then performing, then people will start performing. You'll see the results. Then adjourning. It's a dejecting part. Clear, right? This from this one question will come definitely. Yeah. From this part, the one question will come. Forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. This is the first stage of the project. When you are forming the team, when you are developing a team. Storming is in the middle. Norming means you are normalized. That means your resources are you have set right everything. Then you will start. The next stage is the performing stage, where your resources will start performing. Adjourning, like the resources has been performed, the task has been performed, then they are on a trajectory part. You are dismantling the resources. Any change request in the project plan? You need to consider, update the project plan, and scope will be changing. Your resources will change. Resource management plan will change. Everything will change. You need to add resources or remove resources. Then resource calendars will change, right? And your team charter also will change. So next is come to, now you have planned the resources, you have developed the team, right? Now next come to the managed team. Managed team comes into the picture when you are executing a project. Till this time, what you have done, you have formed the team, you have developed the team. Now you are managing the team. How you are managing? You have to ensure that adequate resources are available, sufficient skills are available, and now you are managing the skill conflicts from the resources, right? Managing the expectations from the resources. These are all.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
अस्सलाम भाई, मतलब अभी तक मैंने जितना भी देखा है, मतलब जो भी थोड़ा वक्त है, मेरे पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से टीम मैनेज करना, ह्यूमन मैनेजमेंट सबसे डिफिकल्ट होता है, क्योंकि लोग सुनते नहीं है आपकी बात। आपका मतलब कभी वो लोग छुट्टी लेना चाहते हैं, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोजेक्ट होता है, उनका कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट काम आ जाता है,
हाँ,
तो यहाँ पे हम बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रगल करते हैं। बाकी की चीजें तो मैनेज हो जाती है, जब टीम को मैनेज करना होता है बहुत मुश्किल होता है।
हाँ, आई एग्री
तो
बहुत।
हाउ यू हैव बीन फेस दिस, लाइक आप कुछ बोल सकते हैं कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ मेथड यू यूज, लाइक आप कैसे मैनेज करते हो?
हाँ, one is like basically everything boils down क्या होता है आपका, how you are rapport with the resource. आपका रिसोर्स के साथ हाउ यू आर टेकिंग केयर। व्हेन आई मैं जितने अभी भी मेरा रिसोर्स जो भी है, सो इफ आई हैव टू गेट द वर्क डन राइट, people will say I'm going on leave, there is a critical task. So let's say some of the critical tasks, वीकेंड पे चेंजेस एग्जीक्यूट करना होता है, ठीक है? तो वीकडे पे चेंजेस एग्जीक्यूट नहीं कर सकते हम लोग, तो वीकेंड में चेंज एग्जीक्यूट करना होता है। तो व्हेन द चेंज अबाउट टू स्टार्ट राइट, पीपल ऑल बस मैं काम नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं छुट्टी पे हूँ, करेक्ट? दीज आर द थिंग्स मेरे को डे टू डे लाइफ में फेस हुआ हूँ। तो मैं व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू, आई यूज्ड टू हैव ए बैकअप प्लान ऑलरेडी इन प्लेस। एज ए प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर एक बैकअप प्लान रखने, कभी भी आपको कंसिडर रखना है कि अगर ये रिसोर्स आपको कभी भी हाथ दे सकता है, तो दूसरा रिसोर्स आपको कैसे डेवलप करेंगे। दैट इज वेयर उसको क्रॉस ट्रेनिंग करके रखना है।
बट आपका रिसोर्स तो लिमिटेड होता है ना, आपका स्कोप के हिसाब से आपका रिसोर्स
हाँ,
आएगा,
रिसोर्स को
तो आप
लाइक
बैकअप कैसे करोगे?
नहीं, बैकअप कैसे करेंगे? मान लो आपके अंदर 10 रिसोर्स काम कर रहे हैं, करेक्ट? उसमें से आपके 2-3 रिसोर्स क्रिटिकल है, तो आपको जो रिसोर्स को जो कम रिसोर्स क्रिटिकल रिसोर्स है, उनके ऊपर थोड़ा लोड कम है, उनको क्या करने का, उसके ऊपर जो क्रिटिकल एक्टिविटीज पे काम कर रहे हैं ना, उनके ऊपर थोड़ा बैकअप की तरह रखना। उनको क्या जो 8 घंटे में से उनको 2 घंटे ये इसमें लगा देने का, जो क्रिटिकल एक्टिविटी पे काम करते हैं।
पर इससे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट पैदा नहीं होगा क्या? क्योंकि अगर मैं किसी
नहीं,
प्रोजेक्ट एरिया में काम कर रहा हूँ, आप
नहीं, कुछ
किसी
भी
और को
कॉन्फ्लिक्ट
भी
पैदा नहीं होगा।
बैकअप कर रहे हो, तो मुझे पता चल
नहीं,
जाएगा।
नहीं,
तो
it's a that's where you need to do have a cross training programs. So this is acceptable. कोई भी रिसोर्स ये नहीं बोलेगा कि भाई क्यों, तो कोई भी रिसोर्स ये नहीं बोलेगा कि भाई अगर कोई आके जैसे हाँ, अगर खुन्नस रहे तो अलग बात है, लेकिन इफ यू आर वर्किंग एज ए प्रोफेशनल रहेगा So nobody will object that. क्योंकि भाई मेरा काम तू क्यों करना चाह रहा है, मेरा काम तू क्यों सीखना चाह रहा है, ऐसा कोई नहीं बोलेगा. That
But
means that
also,
resource has an attitude.
but also the person who is working in different area, आप उनको किसी और एरिया का काम बोलते हो तो वो नहीं बोलेगा कि ये तो मेरा काम नहीं है, मैं क्यों इसको सीखूं, मैं क्यों करूं.
Then that's what then it comes an attitude.
जी.
Those kind of attitude resources you need to make ensure that कितनी जल्दी हो तो ऐसे रिसोर्स को बरकरार करने का.
Okay.
उसकी वजह से क्या होता है, पूरा टीम में माहौल गंदगी फैल जाती है. एक्चुअली एक हिसाब से देखेंगे ना, मैं क्रिटिकल हूं मैं, ठीक है. इफ आई एम ए प्रोफेशनल, राइट, मेरे भी कुछ जरूरियात रहते हैं. मैं भी कहीं छुट्टी लेना चाहता हूं. मैं भी फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करना चाह रहा हूँ. अगर मैं हमेशा साल के 365 दिन काम नहीं कर सकता, अगर प्रोफेशनल कोई बंदा प्रोफेशनल रहा, तो अगर कोई प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर बोलता है कि भाई तेरा काम इन्हों भी थोड़ा लोड शेयर कर लेगा, तो उसको ही शुड एक्सेप्ट इट एज अ प्रोफेशनल. So that's how cross training will happen, right? Every organization, इसमें हम लोग हमारा एज ए पीएम हमको मेजर करते हैं कि कितने बंदों को क्रॉस ट्रेन करे हो तुम लोग.
ज्यादा खैर, मतलब मेरे को उतना आइडिया नहीं था क्रॉस ट्रेनिंग मतलब कैसे
हाँ.
इम्प्लीमेंट होता है. क्रॉस ट्रेनिंग पता था पर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं पता था, पर आपने जैसे समझाया बहुत अच्छा लगा, शुक्रिया.
So that's where all your our leadership and conflict management comes into picture. That's where is a good leader. A good leader is responsible, how you are taking care of your team members.
Assalamualaikum, Ismail.
Welcome.
Yeah, Ismail sir, related to this question only. If within a team, if two resources are having some conflict or some dispute is going on,
Correct.
Based on some work, like for example, team lead and under his resource.
Right.
So and they are fighting. He is asked to complete the deliverable on particular date, and the resource is not listening, or is arrogant, or sometimes they have some concern and unnecessary team lead escalated.
Understood.
So this dispute among the team, how a project manager can handle and carry out the project work successfully.
Okay. So first thing, first and foremost thing is you define the role matrix, right? Responsibility matrix. Number one. And the number two is when the conflict has already occurred, right? So what do? You call to a one-on-one session. Have a joint session with the team lead as well as the other person also. Three of us get involved in the war room, saying that you understand his concern, you understand other person concern. Let them speak out, saying what is the problem. So if there are some people already there, unnecessarily they try to hijack the situations. They try to create a negative environment, right? I am a team lead. I will not work. You are supposed to listen to me. That kind of attitude is a no from any of the project. So those kind of people you identify immediately, and you have some sort of a backup plan and try to get rid of those kind of resources. And one more thing, what you can do, then you have when we'll have a one-on-one session, right, with the team members, then it will create an impact on your for you, saying that, but someone is monitoring to me, someone is asking me questions, and then what will happen? It will, you tell them very clearly, but if you are not performing, I will have a it will be marked as a red mark on your performance appraisal. Correct? That's how, if
but,
you
now the scenario has been changed. The market is totally open and resource is very critical for the project. So I got the instruction that you need to handle the resource very carefully. Their ego should not be hurt, and resource is arrogant. Then in this situation, neither we are able to
that is
make a
your,
red mark.
that is your brother. You need to have a what you can do very smartly, you assign one more resource to that. What you smartly, you need to play with little bit smartness. You
Okay.
assign, talk to your management. Okay, so this is your critical resource. So what I will do, you give me one resource, non-billable resource. So people will be working on bench will be there. Lot of there will be so many people who will be sitting on bench, right? In your project or in your organization, identify from the bench pool of bench resources. You identify some good guy who are judge their attitude, you know, judge their skills. Then what you do, take that resource and align to that resource. Then was this guy, he's sitting on bench. Okay, I want him to sit and learn from you, from the task, whatever he is doing that. Ask him to observe that. Then ask him to you give him the responsibility to saying that, boss, you are the boss for him. You give some responsibility to this resource so that he can, suppose if you want to take leave, he can work for you. Like this, you need to play with smartness in your project.
Okay.
That way, it's his ego will not get hurt. See, when you see the resource is giving some sort of creating negative environment, right? Try to play with him with his mind only. Then your problems will get solved. if you also you shout and he shouts, then what will happen? Then at the end of the it will be your failure only. As a project manager, you need to be little bit smart. Diplomatically, you need to handle.
Okay. Thanks, Spank.
Oh. So these are the managed team. These are the lessons learned, issue logs. Right now, issue log, you need to capture every issues. You need to capture what are the issues are there, and those issues you need to keep on monitoring. Issue logs, it cannot be only the bugs, right? Issues with related to any issues, with resource issue, any your hardware issues not coming, software is not working, any issue, you just log it. Team performance assessment. So project manager, best tool for PM is the appraisal. So how you can control your resources, right? Have a one-on-one session every month or quarter. What will happen? Resource will fear. This is the best practice I follow. What I will do, first thing, as and when project assign, I will assign their roles and responsibilities. This resource has to work on so and so task, and we will be monitor so and so thing. Under that resource for that task, what you have to give them, add some more components, like what additional benefit you are providing for the same task, and you have to give also you have to tell that you have to ensure that he is cross training other resource also. Put that KRA to the resource and form that KRA when you are when the team is formed, when you develop the team. All right, then you give these KRAs to each and every resource. Once you deliver, given the KRAs, 1 month pass, call for a meeting. Then each one-on-one, just one-on-one, saying that I have given you 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Where are you on this? How you are performing? You measure that, then record it in terms of email. Mark your manager, right? CC and HR also, in case if you find some issues with related to his performance, so that you are safeguarding yourselves, conveying the issue to your management as well as to the HR, saying that this resource is not performing to my expectation, there is a possibility you might have to change the resource.
ये golden days है
हाँ,
ये करना तो शौक से जा रहे
मेरा आधा घंटे का नहीं उठना बेचारे 3:30 बजे तक के आज किस्सा पढ़ा रहे तो ऐसे बनो
brother, please.
पढ़ा रहे होंगे बोल दीजिए
हाँ को तो बाबू से सुबह
Majid bhai, can you mute yourself?
Oh, sorry, I'm very sorry.
No, no.
Okay.
So that is the best practice. To have the KRS well defined at the starting of the phase, and then measure their KRS, communicate to them. But you are performing to this level. My expectation is so and so. If he is performing good, then add saying that my expectation is more from you. Right? Dil mange more bolte na. A project manager every time he has to say, I want more. And at the same time, you give them reward also. It's just na खाली ज़्यादा चाहिए कुछ दोगे नहीं तो then कुछ भी नहीं चलेगा. एक हाथ दो एक हाथ लो.
Of course, give and take फंडा.
हाँ, give and take.
माजिद भाई आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट है, क्योंकि मैंने इससे पहले भी एक प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट का मतलब ट्रेनिंग ऐसा थोड़ा लिया था, उतना मुझे मतलब प्रैक्टिकल उतना नहीं, थ्योरेटिकल थोड़ा आया था. तो इज इट पॉसिबल फ्रॉम योर साइड दैट कि एक डमी प्रोजेक्ट की तरह हम काम करें एज ए टीम, आप हमको लीड करें ताकि हमें ठीक से पता चले कि टीम में कैसे काम होता है, क्योंकि उसमें हमको आपके टूल्स कैसा यूज करना है या आपके टीम को रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कैसा देना, वो हमको पता चलेगा. क्योंकि प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में क्या करते हो आप, कैसे करते हो, ये थ्योरेटिकली हमको उतना नहीं आएगा. सम पीपल लर्न क्विकली, सम पीपल टेक टाइम, पर प्रैक्टिकली आप कराते हो तो अच्छा हो जाता है वो.
नहीं, आई अंडरस्टैंड. डब्बी प्रोजेक्ट क्रिएट करना मेरे को दिस इज मेरे को भी हाउ बिकॉज़ इट्स अ गुड पॉइंट आपने डब्बी प्रोजेक्ट लेके रिसोर्स को असाइन करके देन तो आप लोग एक आइडेंटिफाई करिए एक प्रोजेक्ट, देन कोई भी एक प्रोजेक्ट अभी हमारे उम्मा जॉब्स में बोल रहे हैं ना, कोई भी anyone develop a website, then you nominate as a project manager for that website developing. Then what we can do, I will guide you guys, in terms of wherever you get stuck, then I can guide you what are the things, then prepare the project charter, everything.
और उसके लिए टेक्निकल नॉलेज चाहिए क्या? क्योंकि मैं सेल्स बैकग्राउंड से और एनजीओ में काम करता हूँ ज्यादातर, तो मुझे टेक्निकल नॉलेज उतनी नहीं है, धीरे धीरे सीख रहा हूँ मैं.
अरे कोई
तो
बात नहीं,
वेबसाइट बनाने में
हर चीज हल्का हल्के आएगी तो आप स्लोली, बिकॉज एट द नोबडी इज एक्सपेक्टिंग एक दिन में सबको हर चीज आ जाता. मेरे को भी नहीं आया
जी.
मैं भी डेवलपर था. टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर को टेक्निकल की उतनी जरूरत नहीं है. टेक्निकल 10% 20% टेक्निकल इज रिक्वायर्ड, नॉट 100%. अगर 100% टेक्निकल होता देन इज नॉट ए प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर.
अच्छा,
तो मैं वही
माशाल्लाह
एग्जांपल
बहुत
दिया
अच्छा
ना.
बोले. ये ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी है मेरे लिए. मैं इंशाल्लाह अपने आप को नॉमिनेट करता हूँ एज ए प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर.
जी
आप
हाँ,
सपोर्ट करिए
उनको
मुझे.
बोलिए कि भाई आप वेबसाइट डेवलप कर रहे हैं तो मैं आई विल बिकम ए प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर. तो
जी,
देन उनको बोला जो देन आवर ब्रदर ही इज अ प्रेसिडेंट, ही विल असाइन जो टीम है, देन उनको टीम को आप लेके मैनेज करिए आप.
जी.
Then I will guide you whatever the things require. You let me know. I'm for any time given 24 hours when I'm available. You just pay me whatever the help is required. You let me know. I'll guide you guys.
जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. मैं अपॉर्चुनिटी लेकर रहूंगा. शुक्रिया बहुत बहुत.
So आज in today's world, if anyone wants to learn, everyone is there to help you. So next, as I said, interpersonal and team skills, conflict management, decision making, emotional intelligence, influencing and motivation is little bit go hand by hand. Influencing, you influence the customer, you influence with the requirements, you influence the people. Motivation is you make them work. आपका काम निकालने के लिए उसको मोटिवेट करते हैं। और प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर, वन गुड प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर ऑलवेज उसको सुनना चाहिए, लिसनिंग स्किल्स। A project manager has a good listening skills. If he is not having listening skills, then it's not good. Because unless and until he acquire listening skills, other than he can listen to your resources, concerns, resources, viewpoints. Then looking at those viewpoints, his concerns, he can plan accordingly. He can take actions. He can make decisions. Right? Conflict management, source of conflict. I told him, scheduling, as a brother, he said, scheduling priorities. When we are doing integration with some other applications, they said, my data is not coming. Why I have to work on this? Why I have to why I have to work 8 to 5? Why I have to work 9 to 10? These all conflicts will come. So as a project manager, you need to have a session, talk to one-on-one. During norming, these all problems will come when it will come during norming stage. When you normalizing, I told you, right? Formation, normalization, when in formation, storming, norming, then performing and adjourn. Right? These are all conflicts when it will come only during your normalization phase or storming phase it will come. Right? So these are in these scenarios. When it is normalized, then you can see the benefits of people are performing on the project. Clear? Any doubt?
Ismail bhai, Assalamu
Walaikum
alaikum. Yeah, just one question. When you have one-to-one meeting with source resource, what the points you should discuss with that person, you know?
See what the name is, what is your when you are having setting up the one-on-one discussion, right?
Yeah.
Based on your what you are trying to get the work done from him. One point. Then
Yeah.
another point is how he is transforming the knowledge to others. Right?
Yeah.
And another thing is like responsibility to others.
I see.
Then innovation. What he is getting in any new techniques is getting innovation.
I see.
Right? Then
Yes.
next comes down to the business KRS. Like by doing all these things, what is the business getting benefited?
Okay. That's good. Yes.
Right?
Shukran.
And then
Jazakallah.
next is on
Yeah.
the skills. What skills? Have you developed any other skills?
Okay. Also, you must ask about his personal, problems also, no? While you
Personal
have
problems, no, don't go. If you go for a personal, then you can't satisfy everyone's personal criteria.
Yeah, that is also there. Correct.
Okay. So
Yes.
have a professional relationship. Don't be a personal relationship. Then you will be under a loss. Then they will,
Okay.
resources will play with you.
That's true. Okay, Jazakallah khair.
No problem.
इसमें भाई एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन है। कभी कभार ऐसा होता है कि जो लोग होते हैं दे गेट वेरी इमोशनल बिकॉज इफ यू आर लिटिल सॉफ्ट दे नो योर कोर साइड एंड दे से दिस आर द इश्यूज, दिस आर द प्रॉब्लम, आई कैन नॉट वर्क, you have to manage anyhow because you're manager. So how to resolve this particular thing? क्योंकि यहाँ पर emotional personal thing बहुत ज्यादा involve कर देते हैं वो लोग.
So see, I'm 10% emotional should be there. Then if you become 100% emotional, then you will not be able to become a project manager. थोड़ा बहुत खसाई बनना पड़ेगा भाई. अगर बकरा किसको पते आता, खसाई को पते आता ना, रिसोर्स भी मैनेजर को ही पते आता. थोड़ा बहुत you need to be, I'm very blunt over here because I know as a manager, if you look into, there will be not one resource, you will be having 100 resources. So how will you manage 100 resources emotionals?
जी.
It is hard, very impossible, next to impossible.
नहीं
You
सर,
cannot-
इस्माइल भाई अगर कसाई नहीं बनेंगे तो बिरयानी कैसे खाएंगे?
हाँ फिर
राइट, सही बात.
So because you need to manage the resource. ठीक है, you can up to 10%. Yeah, everyone has their concerns. Whatever the possibility are there, you can take care within your reach, right? If it is going beyond your limit, you are also responsible to your manager, right?
जी.
That can you go and tell to your, after assigning the project to you as a project manager, and your delivery manager asks you, what's since resources are not working, you manage yourself. The delivery manager will listen to you. Under delivery manager, there will be 10 project managers, or under program manager, there will be 10 project managers. So every project manager will go and tell boss, this project is not executing. You take care of it. Can you go and tell to a program manager? Then how the organization will function if everyone goes and tell like that? So that's why you need to have a KRAs in place. First is, once you develop the team, once you form the team, give the KRAs to everyone. Call to the meeting all the resources. Based on their roles, you assign the KRAs. Your life will be very easy. So that you are communicating to your resource what is your expectation, what you are expecting at the end of the day, what they have to deliver to you. If you are not making this thing to your if you are not making clear to your resources your vision, what your expectation, then you are at loss. You will be in the problem, deep shit problem, and you cannot manage expectations from everyone.
नहीं इस्माइल भाई, मेरा इस साथ ऐसे हुआ है एक्चुअली. मैं जब डिकैथलॉन में काम कर रहा था अपना, आई वाज मैनेजिंग ए टीम एंड एवरीथिंग परफॉर्मेंस वेरी गुड, बट आई वाज वेरी फ्लेक्सिबल. क्रॉस फंक्शन बहुत होता था, एक दूसरे को बैकअप करते थे टीम को. हमने अपने टारगेट्स के सब किए, पर मुझे निकाल दिया गया एज ए मैनेजर. दे मेड मी इनटू प्रोडक्शन, इनटू ऑपरेशंस. मुझे मूव कर दिया लोगों ने. एक ही वर्ड बोला उन्होंने, मेरा परफॉर्मेंस देखा, सब किया, बोला कि यू आर टू सॉफ्ट टू बी ए मैनेजर. क्योंकि क्या हो रहा था, मैं इनको जब फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी अपनी टीम को दे रहा था, आई एम एबल टू मैनेज बिकॉज गुड कोऑर्डिनेशन टीम, एक दूसरे को अच्छा सपोर्ट था. पर अदर डिपार्टमेंट्स, बिकॉज देयर वाज ऑलमोस्ट 18 डिपार्टमेंट्स इन माय स्टोर, तो वो लोग कंप्लेन करने लगे कि वी आर नॉट एबल टू मैनेज बिकॉज माय टीम इज कंप्लेनिंग बिकॉज अलीम तो सबको दे रहे हैं ना छुट्टी, जब भी बोलो देते हैं, सपोर्ट करते हैं, आप क्यों नहीं करते हैं. सो दे से यू आर रियली सॉरी, यू आर टू सॉफ्ट टू बी ए मैनेजर बोल के लोगों ने मुझे दूसरे एरिया में मूव कर दिया.
तो वही बोल रहा ना. हम तो आपको थोड़ा बता, since because your team was nice, people will go and complain, बस ऐसा कर रहे थे, मैं तुम लोग क्यों नहीं कर रहा. Then management will say, बस at the end of the उनको प्रॉब्लम हुआ ना, एक बंदा ऐसा कर रहा है तो मैं they are expecting, everyone is expecting same as like Alim. Everyone cannot be Alim, right?
वही मुझे उस वक्त तो बहुत इमोशनली अफेक्ट हुआ, क्योंकि आई हैव परफॉर्म वेल. पूरा डिपार्टमेंट में मेरा परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा था टीम का, बट स्टिल दे
So you are at a loss.
लॉस्ट.
So इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ मैं, खसाई बनना पड़ेगा.
नहीं इस्माइल भाई, जो अलीम भाई ने किया वो
ह्यूमैनिटेरियन बेस पे सही है, but not as a project manager.
Not humanitarian. He has done cross-functional team. He has made and he is performing. Everybody appreciating, and he is the loved one for his team. But बाकी लोगों को जलन हो गई.
हाँ वही बोल रहा ना.
बाकी लोगों को जलन हो गई. अब वो लोग जो है वो भी, उनको भी चेंज करना चाहिए था इस तरह से, लेकिन उन्होंने उल्टा किया.
Correct. So so 5 उंगलियां बराबर नहीं रहते ना.
Exactly. Right.
So इसीलिए हम लोग को है ना इमोशनल रहना है, लेकिन cannot be. इसीलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं कि ज्यादा रिसोर्सेज ज्यादा अटैचमेंट करोगे तो हमारे सर पे चढ़ के बैठेंगे. एट द सेम टाइम उनको उनको नेग्लेक्ट भी नहीं कर सकते। इसमें आप किसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ, यू हैव अग्रीड टू एवरीवन्स रिक्वेस्ट। ठीक है ले भाई, तू चाह तू कर लेता, तेरे बदले में ज्यादा मैं दूसरे को बोल के मैं काम करवा लेता हूँ, या फिर मैं तेरे बदले में मैं ही काम कर लेता हूँ।
एग्जैक्टली ऐसे ही हुआ, हम लोग एक दूसरे को बैकअप कर लेते थे।
हाँ, तो वो उसमें क्या हो गया, अब दूसरा कोई आएगा तो बोलेगा कि जब ये बंदा कर रहा है तो मेरे को तुम क्यों नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज अदर पीपल स्टाइल ऑफ वर्किंग विल बी डिफरेंट। Other project manager style of working will be different. He will go purely on a white and black.
नहीं, ये पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं, मैंने समझा एक्सपीरियंस से इस्माइल भाई, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने 18.7% ग्रोथ दिया था, जहां पे दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट नेगेटिव में थे स्टिल, बट वी हैव द वे वी हैव वर्क, they appreciated, they give us medals, they give us certification, everything, but they remove me as a manager at the end.
No, then you should then
मालूम भाई, मुझे लग रहा है
then what you could have done, right? You could have prepared a case study, and you should have taken this case study to your upper management.
नहीं, उस टाइम में मतलब थोड़ा उतना मैच्योर नहीं था, मुझे प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट के बारे में भी नहीं पता था, बट आई वाज वर्किंग इनटू इट, आई वाज यूजिंग अजाइल मेथोडोलॉजी, आई वाज यूजिंग सिक्स सिग्मा मेथोडोलॉजी, आई यूजिंग सो मेनी थिंग्स, आई एम लर्निंग एंड यूजिंग, बट आई वाज नॉट अवेयर हाउ इट एग्जैक्टली वर्क, क्योंकि मैं स्पोर्ट्स बैकग्राउंड से था, मैंने माउंटेनियरिंग की, मुझे क्या बोलते आपके मतलब कल्चर जो होता है आपका, वर्किंग कल्चर जो होता है मुझे नहीं पता था, आई वाज ट्रीटिंग एज ए फैमिली, एज ए ग्रुप, बिकॉज आई एम इनटू स्पोर्ट्स, मैं वैसे ही एज ए टीम कर रहा था, तो ये नहीं समझ पाया उस वक्त, नहीं समझ पाया मैं।
नहीं, अभी कभी कभी भी करेंगे तो मैं KRS डिफाइन करिए, KRS पे काम करिए आप, इट विल बी इजियर।
मतलब जो कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ जो वर्ड यूज करते हो, आई वाज टोटली अनअवेयर ऑफ दैट टाइम।
हाँ, करेक्ट। सो वही कॉर्पोरेट्स में हाउ इट वर्क्स, नो वी वर्क ऑन द KRS। सो मेरे को भी जैसे ईयरली आते हैं तो मेरे को भी दे गिव मी द KRS, so these KRS it will be measured. So अगर मैं इसमें कमी आया तो then what they will do, they'll mark as meet expectation, exceed expectation, like that.
इसमें भी जरा KRS को थोड़ा मोर डिफाइन करो ज्यादा।
KRS is nothing but your key responsibilities areas.
अच्छा,
तो
मतलब इसको क्या मैनुअल वगैरह बना के देना पड़ेगा सबको?
हाँ, सबको बना के देना, एज ए मैनेजर यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर दैट। आपको बेसिकली सिंपल रहता है, तो कुछ उतना हार्ड फास्ट नहीं रहता है। सो पांच पॉइंट्स डाल दीजिए आप
जी।
एक तो पहले आपका बिजनेस एरिया, बिजनेस को आपको क्या एडवांटेज हो रहा है, आप काम कर रहे हैं तो
ओके,
ठीक है। नेक्स्ट आके आपका स्किल डेवलपमेंट, आपका स्किल क्या डेवलप करें आप, आज आप एक स्किल पे काम कर रहे हैं तो दूसरा स्किल क्या एडिशनल सीखे हैं आप,
ओके,
ठीक। अब तीसरा डालिए कि आपका ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, नॉलेज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन,
नॉलेज ट्रांसफर,
कितना नॉलेज आपको दूसरे टीम मेंबर्स को कितना नॉलेज ट्रांसफर करे हैं, क्या नॉलेज ट्रांसफर करे हैं आप।
अच्छा,
फिर और एक डालिए आप रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू अदर्स, आप क्या हेल्प करें, आपके टीम मेंबर को क्या हेल्प करें,
ओके, टू इंक्रीज द प्रोडक्शन।
उससे मालूम पड़ जाएगा ना, अगर आप हेल्प कर रहे हैं, नहीं हेल्पिंग नेचर है नहीं बंदा, और दूसरे को सिखा रहा है नहीं सिखा रहा है, देन क्रॉस ट्रेन हो रहा है बंदा।
ओके,
देन इनोवेशन,
इनोवेशन,
क्या नया इजाद किया आपने,
ओके, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट।
इजाद में तो इट कैन नॉट बी लाइक साइंटिस्ट नहीं, वी आर नॉट एक्सपेक्टेशन साइंटिस्ट, एटलीस्ट नया टेक्निक क्या किया आपने, उससे क्या
टेक्निक टू इंप्रूव द प्रोडक्टिविटी।
हाँ, प्रोडक्टिविटी कितनी इंप्रूव है,
मतलब डूइंग डिफरेंटली।
करेक्ट, डूइंग डिफरेंटली अदर्स, डूइंग डिफरेंटली फ्रॉम अदर्स।
ओके, गुड, थैंक यू।
सो और टाइम मैनेजमेंट डाल दीजिए, how you are reporting on time or not.
Okay.
These are the things.
Jazakallah.
All those same way, conflict management, 5 techniques: withdraw, avoid, smooth, accommodate, compromise, force, direct, collaboration. मेन कोलैबोरेशन होना चाहिए, अगर कोलैबोरेशन नहीं है तो नहीं होगा। और एक डाल दीजिए प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्विंग, क्या प्रॉब्लम, कैसे प्रॉब्लम्स को क्या प्रॉब्लम को रिजॉल्व किया, कोई भी एक किया।
Okay. जज़ाकल्लाह खैर इस्माइल भाई। देखो ये है आपका as a project manager, you are the boss. You have the power. You can penalize. You can penalize someone. Responsibilities you have to deliver.
Correct. You can penalize someone. You can reward someone, right? And that of the you are the king for the project.
इस्माइल भाई एक थोड़ा सा, सॉरी मैं ज्यादा क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूँ
नहीं कोई बात नहीं।
एक चीज मतलब एक पर्सनल एज ए ह्यूमन होता है, आपका टीम होता है, यू वांट एवरीवन टू ग्रो, तो वहां पे आपको स्कोप दिया जाता है कि भाई एक बंदे को या 2 बंदे को हम ग्रो कर सकते हैं, सबको नहीं कर सकते हैं, बट यू व्हेन यू नो जेन्युइनली नो देयर आर 4 पीपल हु हैव वर्कड रियली हार्ड एंड 4 ऑफ देम डिजर्व ग्रोथ, तो ये कैसे कर सकते हैं? क्योंकि आपका एक इमोशनल आपका आता है, एक मतलब जस्टिफिकेशन आप कर नहीं पाते हो, तो इसमें कैसे करते हैं?
देखिए एक तो है, देखिए मान लो कि आपके रूम में टीम में 10 लोग काम कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, 10 में से यू आइडेंटिफाई, आपको पहले ही मैनेजमेंट आइडेंटिफाई बोलते हैं कि बस यू हैव आइडेंटिफाई ओनली टॉप 2 मेंबर्स और टॉप 5 मेंबर्स, टॉप 5 और बॉटम 5, ठीक है। अब बॉटम 5 में आप कैसे करोगे, आप टॉप 5 बॉटम 5, जब यू विल हैव ए डिस्कशन ऑन ए क्वार्टरली बेसिस और मंथली बेसिस। मान लो कि हर बंदा एक से बढ़कर एक ही रहता है, ठीक है, एवरीवन कैन नॉट बी एट द सेम पेस, राइट? तो उसमें जब आप एवरी क्वार्टर एवरी मंथ आपको इसको एनालाइज करेंगे तो कुछ ना, अब मैं एक प्रॉब्लम एक्स किया हूँ और दूसरा बंदा x+1 किया है, दैट मीन्स इज मोर बेटर
जी।
तो आपको वहीं बाइफर्केशन मिल जाता है, आपको बता सकते हैं कि बस और आपको एक जजमेंट ये भी रहता है, आपको क्या होता है, सेम दो रिसोर्स बोलते हैं मैं भी अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ, तू भी अच्छा काम कर रहा है, तो देन यू विल हैव ए डेटा पॉइंट, सही है, यू आर वर्किंग गुड, आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग दैट, बट compared to you, he has done some extraordinary work. Then you will be, when you are having the data point, the other resource cannot talk. अगर आपके पास डेटा पॉइंट नहीं रहेगा तो then you have to talk in an emotional basis. हाँ भाई तूने अच्छा काम करा मालूम है, लेकिन क्या करूं, मैनेजमेंट मेरे को 2 आदमियों को ही बोली है, then he will get depressed. मैं इसके साथ अच्छा रहता हूँ, ये मेरे सामने अच्छा बोलता है, लेकिन मेरे को ग्रो नहीं करा। समझ गए आप?
Yes.
जी समझ गया सर, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
तो ये होना पहले, इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ, पहले सबसे पहले आपको जब भी प्रोजेक्ट असाइन होता है तो पहले आपको KRI डिफाइन करके एवरी मंथ आपको डिस्कस करिए रिसोर्स से। उससे क्या होता है, रिसोर्स को एक खौफ भी पैदा हो जाता है, भाई ये बंदा डेटा पॉइंट्स पे बात करता है बंदा, अगर आपके पास डेटा रहा तो कोई कुछ बोलने नहीं का, आपके यू कैन showcase this to your management also, saying that this is my data। और आपके इसमें है ना, ये भी ये रहेगा कि आप जैसे आप डीकैथलॉन में काम करें ना, if when you are capturing everything should be put that everything into black and white। When keeping everything black and white, keep your manager informed, CC में रखो। I have done this many discussions with my team members. This is my analysis on these resources. So that means you are keeping your manager informed, saying that, boss, I am on top of the project. I am on top of my resources. I am top of everything. So उनको भी एक confidence, management को भी आपको confidence आएगा, भाई ये बंदा really something.
अभी तक जितना भी मैंने सीखा है आपसे, इतना लग रहा है कि 24 आवर्स भी कम पड़ जाएंगे प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर के लिए।
करेक्ट, वो तो बात गारंटी, डेफिनेटली। नहीं, हम तो नहीं पढ़ेंगे। देखिए ये है ना, इनिशियली रहता है, बाद में से प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर की लाइफ आसान रहती है। आप एक प्रोजेक्ट एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे ना, देन एवरीथिंग विल फॉलो। पहले लगता है हमको ऐसा
जी,
मेरे को भी ऐसा लगा मेरे को। मैं भी है ना, तकरीबन व्हेन आई वाज वर्किंग विद विप्रो, आई यूज्ड टू स्पेंड 18 आवर्स अ डे।
18 आवर्स,
6 घंटे से होता था मैं सिर्फ।
अच्छा।
तो ऐसा अभी जब से मैं आईबीएम में आया हूँ, मेरे को उतना ये नहीं रहता, कम रहता है।
बेसिकली मतलब आपको पहले टूल्स नहीं पता थे, कैसे अप्लाई करना, कैसा
टूल से
रिसोर्स
क्या
होगा,
अप्लाई करना पड़ता,
अगर इश्यूज हो गए तो किसको रीच आउट करना।
Correct.
एक बार आपको पूरा पता चल जाए तो इजी हो
हर
जाता
चीज,
है।
हाँ, हर चीज ऑटोमेटिक आपको हर चीज मालूम पड़ जाएगा।
ओनली फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट के लिए हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ता है सर।
हाँ, पहला प्रोजेक्ट हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ेगा।
सेकंड प्रोजेक्ट से
हाँ,
सेकंड प्रोजेक्ट से अपन कॉपी पेस्ट भी कर लेते हैं सब डॉक्यूमेंट्स वगैरह।
तो कॉपी पेस्ट, हर चीज कॉपी पेस्ट होता है भाई।
सेकंड प्रोजेक्ट से
ये सब बोलने की चीजें नहीं है, सबका हर चीज है। पहले में एफर्ट लगता है, बाकी सब कॉपी पेस्ट होता है। अब मैं भी आपको क्या ट्रेनिंग दे रहा हूँ, जो क्या मैं भी बना के रखा था स्लाइड्स, कॉपी पेस्ट करके दे रहा हूँ आपको, मैं बोल रहा हूँ।
बेसिकली आपके पास टेम्पलेट्स आ जाते हैं, हर चीज के टूल्स और टेम्पलेट्स आ
हाँ,
जाते हैं, उसी को आप रीयूज करते रहते हैं
रीयूज
अलग अलग।
करते हैं आप, करेक्ट। थोड़ा ट्वीकिंग करते हो बेस्ड ऑन द कस्टमर, नाम चेंज करते हो, शेड्यूल चेंज करते हो, बस उतना ही। और क्या करोगे?
सोहेल भाई कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन मैनेजर को दिखाना बहुत कर रहे हैं।
हाँ, वो शोबाजी थोड़ा करना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो नहीं चलेगा।
नहीं तो दो तीन प्रोजेक्ट और पकड़ा देंगे।
भाई मैं 4-6 प्रोजेक्ट एग्जीक्यूट करता हूँ।
ओह माय गॉड,
मेरे पास 6 प्रोजेक्ट है आज की डेट में, मैं 6 प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम करता हूँ।
अच्छा, फिर भी आप हमारे लिए वक्त निकाल रहे हैं, जज़ाकल्लाह खैरन।
नहीं,
अल्लाह ताला आपको उसका अजर देगा बहुत।
मैं सुबह में 3 बजे सोया हूँ।
सोहेल भाई सर्टिफिकेट लेके ना पीएमपी का, फिर आप ही के पास दौड़ेंगे।
बस आप बस दुआ करिए बस मेरे लिए, और कुछ भी नहीं। मॉर्निंग स्लेप्ट 3 बजे सोया मैं।
माशाल्लाह, अल्लाह आपको अजर दे, आपको और कुव्वत दे, आपको एफर्ट। अच्छा इस्माइल भाई, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर सकते हैं? वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर सकते हैं, मैनेज कर सकते हैं या ये
कर सकते हैं? मैं वर्क फ्रॉम होम ही करता हूँ मैं ज्यादातर। मैं ऑफिस को 2 दिन ऑफिस को जाता हूँ मैं, और मेरी टीम पूरी तकरीबन पूरा बाहर ही रहती है। कोई लोग पुणे में बैठते हैं, कोई लैटिन अमेरिका में है, कोई अमेरिका यूएस में,
जी
और यूएस में थोड़े लोग हैं।
जी, अच्छा
तो
इस्माइल भाई, वो पीडीयू जो परचेस किए है उसका कुछ टाइम लिमिट रहता है?
पीडीएस का नहीं रहता है, पीडीएस का टाइम लिमिट कुछ नहीं रहता है। आप देखिए, एक है कि अब एग्जाम देना, पीडीएस है ना, लेके रख लेके आप पहले लेके रख लीजिए पीडीएस।
ले लिए?
आप ले लिया क्या आपने?
हाँ,
ले लिया तो ठीक है, ले लिया तो उसमें जब फॉर्म फिलअप करेंगे, अभी तो सिंपल हो गया, फॉर्म बहुत सिंपल हो गया है। तो आप जब फॉर्म फिलअप करेंगे तो मेरे को कभी बोलिए, मैं आपके साथ बैठता हूँ, देन वी टुगेदर वी कैन फिल अप द फॉर्म। उसके अंदर पीडीएफ डाल देके देन सबमिट दैट, within 5 days we'll get the confirmation from PMI saying that go ahead and take the exam.
ओके। वो 36 मंथ्स का प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट एक्सपीरियंस
हाँ, मैं आपका आप मैं
20
मेरा
days,
कभी मिला तो मेरा मेरा प्रोफाइल शेयर करता हूँ आपको।
जी
इनिशिएशन में क्या डालना है, प्रोजेक्ट उसमें क्या डालना है, वो सब डाल के करिए।
डाल दो ना, पब्लिकली डाल दो ना, फिर हम लोग ले लेंगे उसी में से।
अरे
हेलो भाई।
नहीं, इंडिविजुअल दूंगा, ऐसे मत पब्लिक मत करो भाई।
ओके
अभी
ठीक है।
नहीं, जब जब
ठीक है
कभी भी आप
भाई।
फॉर्म फिलअप कर रहे हैं तो मेरे को पिंग करिए, मैं आपको हेल्प करूंगा।
नहीं नहीं, ऐसा कीजिए ना,
Okay,
वो इनविट भेजना चाहते हैं तो आप क्या कीजिए, ब्रॉडकास्ट में बना करके भेज दीजिए सब।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, इंडिविजुअल पिंग करो मेरे को, मैं आई हेल्प यू, बट उसमें क्या होगा फिर बाद में, इट शुड नॉट हैव क्रिएट अ प्रॉब्लम।
नहीं इस्माइल भाई,
ओके
जिसको जेन्यूनली मतलब उसका जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, आपको 3 साल का एक्सपीरियंस जो है
हाँ
नहीं है। मेरे पास 8 मंथ्स मैंने ऑफिशियली प्रोजेक्ट कोऑर्डिनेटर काम किया है,
करेक्ट,
पर अनऑफिशियली मैंने बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम किए, बट दैट विल नॉट बी कंसिडर, राइट?
या एग्जैक्टली। और आपको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कभी कभी क्या है, सिग्नेचर्स लेकर आओ बोलते हैं, अगर कभी
जी
ऑडिट में डाल दिया ना,
जी।
देन वो ऑडिट में पढ़ आ गया तो देन यू हैव टू गो एंड गेट द सिग्नेचर्स फ्रॉम द रेस्पेक्टिव मैनेजर। जब आप नहीं, अगर ऐसे ही कर रहे बोलो, अगर किस्मत अच्छी रहे तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं, अगर किस्मत खराब रही तो ऑडिट में आ गया तो आप PMI कोई नहीं दे सकेंगे एग्जाम, आप वो ये हो जाएगा आपको।
आप पीएमपी से पहले जो है था, मतलब आपका एसीपी कुछ रहता है, वो करने के लिए आप सजेस्ट करोगे जिसका ने एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है?
ACP नहीं है, ये है आपका कौन सा, ACP इज नथिंग बट एजाइल।
नहीं पीएमपी का ही जो उससे पहले जो,
CPM कुछ है।
हाँ सीपीएम कुछ है,
हाँ CPM
सर्टिफाइड एसोसिएट इन
सर्टिफाइड,
प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट
हाँ
जो।
उसमें उसमें जरूरत नहीं पड़ती।
हाँ।
तो क्यों डायरेक्ट PMP का लो, सब कुछ ये नहीं, थोड़ा एहतियात, इफ यू आर एहतियात बरतेंगे तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा।
तो आपको एक्सपीरियंस बताना पड़ेगा ना, नहीं है तो कहाँ से करोगे
हाँ
आप?
नहीं है तो मुश्किल, अगर बताना पड़ेगा आपको।
वही।
इसमें भाई, मेरा ना लास्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का 3 years में से 20 to 25 days कम होता है। पूरा
चलेगा,
3 years
25 डेज
complete
उतना,
नहीं है।
25 डेज कम हो रहा है ना,
हाँ
तो उतना कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। वो आके चेक नहीं करेंगे 25 डेज, वो एग्जैक्टली मेजर नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है, कोई मसला नहीं।
ये CPM के लिए इस्माइल भाई कुछ ये इसकी जरूरत नहीं है क्या, अपना PDF
नहीं,
की?
किसी के लिए एज की जरूरत नहीं है,
अच्छा,
नॉलेज के लिए क्या है एज की जरूरत है।
सही। लेकिन इसका ये है, फायदा है CPM का?
CPM का सर्टिफाइड प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर बनेंगे, लेकिन सिर्फ छोटे छोटे प्रोजेक्ट एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे, अगर आप एटलीस्ट यू कैन गेट इनटू प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट एंट्री।
अच्छा, क्योंकि मेरा अकाउंटिंग बैकग्राउंड है तो मैं करना चाह रहा हूँ, तो इसके लिए कुछ हर्डल तो नहीं आएगा?
नहीं, कुछ नहीं आएगा, हर्डल नहीं आएगा। नहीं, मैं मेरी एक मशवरा है मेरा, अगर
जी,
इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट आप दूसरा करेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा, क्योंकि इट विल बी SAP, इट विल बी बेनिफिट टू यू।
SAP है?
हाँ, क्योंकि
अच्छा,
SAP में आपको फीको है ना,
जी जी,
फीको इट इज मोर बेनिफिशियल। उसमें आप फंक्शन, एनी हाउ यू आर कैरिंग द फंक्शनल एक्सपीरियंस, you'll be having
यस,
the functional experience, and then you can become a functional once you get into SAP, right? SAP FICO, couple of
या,
projects आप execute करेंगे ना FICO में, then you can
जी,
become a SAP certified project manager.
अच्छा, ठीक,
तो that path आपको अच्छा रहेगा, आपको मेरा।
अच्छा, मशवरा आपका ठीक है।
जी जी
देखता हूँ मैं SAP के बारे में इंशाल्लाह।
जी, फिर भी आपकी मर्जी।
या इंशाल्लाह, थैंक यू,
मान
जज़ाकल्लाह
भाई,
खैर।
अब कैरियर के बारे में पूछे तो मैं एक छोटा सवाल, मैं आपका स्क्रम मास्टर की तरफ थोड़ा ज्यादा रुझान रखता हूँ, क्योंकि मेरी ट्रेनिंग में बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है, ट्रेनिंग
हाँ
फैसिलिटेशन में। तो
जी,
उसके लिए आप क्या सजेस्ट करते हो? पीएमपी आप सजेस्ट करते हो पहले?
देन डोंट गो फॉर PAP, एजाइल में चले जाइए आप, एजाइल प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट।
अच्छा जी हाँ, क्योंकि मैं ट्रेनिंग में फैसिलिटेशन में ऑलमोस्ट 10 ईयर हो गए मुझे, बहुत
हाँ
सारे
हाँ
लोगों को मैंने ट्रेनिंग दे चुका हूँ।
हाँ, देन बेस्ट है, एजाइल आप बेस्ट है।
अच्छा, तो पीएमपी करने का जरूरत फायदा नहीं है मुझे,
हाँ, पीएमपी मत करिए, एजाइल कर लीजिए।
बट नॉलेज के लिए कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, नॉलेज के लिए कर सकते हैं, लेकिन एजाइल 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 इज बेस्ट सूटेड।
जी, शुक्रिया।
इस्माइल भाई, एसएपी बैकग्राउंड से है तो विच वन इज मोर सजेस्टेबल बाय यू, पीएमपी और स्क्रम मास्टर?
एसएपी में आई विल सजेस्ट पीएमपी, बिकॉज एसएपी में जो है मैक्सिमम हम लोग है ना स्क्रम यूज नहीं करते एसएपी।
जी अच्छा,
वी
शुक्रिया।
गो विद द उसमें, क्योंकि इसमें आपको ट्रांसपोर्ट बनाना होता है, एवरीथिंग। यहाँ पे हम लोग यहाँ पे चेंज रिक्वेस्ट बोलते हैं, वहाँ पे आपको ट्रांसपोर्ट बोलते हैं।
जी
करेक्ट
हाँ,
ना?
जी हाँ,
जब आप प्रोडक्शन को मूव करते हो तो ट्रांसपोर्ट फॉर्म फिलअप करना पड़ता है आपको।
बिल्कुल, दैट्स ट्रू।
हाँ, तो आप इससे पीएमपी कर लीजिए, बेस्ट है।
ओके,
ठीक है। सो दिस ऑल अबाउट रिसोर्सेज। सो वो रिसोर्स के ऊपर आपको पूरा आइडिया हो गया, कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर है ना?
ये अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बहुत अच्छा।
नाउ कम्स ऑन टू द कम्युनिकेशन। Communication is also very important. हमको communication, we need to plan communication and during the project management phase itself. So where you are, to whom you are going to communicate, what you are going to communicate, what will be the frequency, the same things will be applicable. These are all the things, communication. Internal communication, verbal communication, official, written communication. These are all different types of communications. Basically what you are trying to say, right? If you are conducting a meeting, how we are going to conduct a meeting, and what will be the frequency, correct? And whether it is a formal meeting, informal meeting. Formal meetings, like you will be calling to everyone, sending out minutes of meeting, everyone, that will call a formal meeting. Informal meeting is nothing but where you call a stand-up meeting. It will be kind of a formal, but it's a you will not be sending any minutes of meeting on a day-to-day basis. You do that, right? So what you have to do? You have to prepare the communication strategy and communicate this to stakeholder. Communication is the most key important point for any project to execute successfully. If you are not communicating, if you are keeping things within yourself, that means you are not a good project manager. No matter how good you are, the communication are the most important. It's a tool for a project manager to raise your voice. If something is happening and if you are not communicating to your management, that means you are you are doing something wrong to your project, to the project. For example, let's say customer stakeholder asked to execute a change, implement another change. He has given another change request. So as a project manager, if you are not conveying this message to your management, that means you are doing wrong. You are not a good project manager. Saying that you communicate, but I got this, and then because what will happen? One is the scope creep will happen, and then your financials will come into the picture. You are loading your resources, asking the resources to work more, because you have, since you went and accepted from the stakeholder, and you have not communicated to your management. Management will not come and help you out. You are delaying your project schedule. When your management asks why the project has been scheduled delayed, then you said, I got the change request. Then they will ask you why you have not communicated to us earlier when the scope has changed. Right? These are the things will pop up. So as a good communication project manager, you need to have a good, I told you, right? A project manager always listen. Okay. And then you need to, once you listen, you should have a listening capability. If you are not listening, then you are not. Question, you need to have questions. Ask questions, more and more questions. Why? Always why? To the stakeholders, to your team members, to your management, everywhere, why? Why this? Why scope? Why I have to give you? Why I have to raise the change? Why I have to give you the raise? Why I have to give you the leave? Right? Educating, right? You need to educate to your stakeholders. You need to educate your team members. You need to educate your management, internal management. You need to educate your vendors. And you need to keep motivating everyone, all the resources, the resources who are working with you. You have to ensure that the resources are motivated. So that if the resources are motivated, then your job is easy. And you need to coach resources and confirming negotiations. Negotiations is another important tool for a project manager while communicating. If you are not negotiating, then that means you are not doing. Means what the reason how I am saying that, if let's say customer has given a new requirement, then if you are not communicating and then if you are not negotiating, okay, that the effort for this, it will take 100 man days, and customer will say, no, you do it in 20 days. Will you agree with that? So that's where negotiation comes to it. No, he said, okay, okay, I will do it for 100, I'll do it for 80 days, or I will do for 90 days. Like this. You keep a margin. So what will happen? You will not go beyond that. So let's say 100 man days. So you have, this requirement can be done in 60 man days, right? So your limit is 60. You can't go beyond 60. If you are making 60, that means, oh, you are good. So you start talking to the stakeholder for that requirement. It will take 100 days. Then he will come down. No, you reduce this effort. You reduce the sum of effort. He will come. He will tell. Then I said, boss, at the max, I can deliver it for you 70 days. That's all. We should say. Clear? Any questions? Hope everyone is there, right?
हाँ है, लिसन करेंगे।
हाँ।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अर्लियर आपने ही पूरा
Yes,
इतना
yes.
समझा दिया कि ये पूरा कवर हो गया उसमें।
हाँ, ये पूरा वही हुआ, पूरा ही बता दिया था मैं कवर।
जी।
मैं आगे चले जाता हूँ मैं।
जी।
ना आवाज थोड़े कम आ रही है।
नहीं, आवाज आपकी बराबर आ रही है।
नहीं,
बिल्कुल।
कोई बात कर रहे हो दूसरे में, कोई पूछ दो। ठीक है। So see a poor and inadequate communication, sending information to wrong audience, delaying information delivery, right? Misunderstanding, misrepresentation of the message. Customer कुछ बोल रहा है, आप बोल रहे हैं, समझ कुछ और रहे हैं और inform कुछ और कर रहे हैं. That is wrong. So communication is the vital. During planning phase, we plan the communications. What are all the things we are going to communicate? The status reports, how we are going to communicate, the review, when is going to stakeholder management, when it is going to happen, steering committee meeting, when is going to happen. All these things you plan it in the communication planning phase, project planning phase. Then manage communications. Manage communications like, are you delivering? You are committed in your project plan. You have mentioned weekly status report. Are you delivering these weekly reports in managed communications or not during the execution phase? That is what it is, or what. So, and monitor communications during the regular, once the execution phase is over, then the project is in the stabilization phase. You see that how you are monitoring whether I'm doing correctly or not. That's how you do that. So planning and developing approach of stakeholder, this is what it is. The process ensures effective and efficient communication with all stakeholders. And see, this is what I said, who will communicate with whom, right? Project manager will talk to stakeholder. Stakeholder will talk to with whom? Or team lead will talk to, can team lead go and talk to stakeholder? Is it a best practice?
I don't think so. It should be as per the
correct, as per the norm. That's how you are defining, because you can, because sometimes there is a habit of stakeholders. They will go and directly talk to your team members. So you should ensure that, then you have set the protocol saying that for stakeholder, only the project manager can talk. Nobody else can talk. What will happen if the stakeholder start interfering with the resource, right? He is influencing. He will influence his requirements. He will pass on the requirement directly to the resource. For a resource, he will not, he will say, "Boss, I can do only one line of code. If I do that, then customer will be happy." He wants to be, the resource wants to be good books of the stakeholder. So what will happen? Small activity also, it can lead to a new change request. That new change request can lead to some sort of a monetary benefit. That monetary benefit you will be losing. Right? So never ever ask stakeholder to interfere in your with the resources. That's the protocol you need to set. That's the communication management you need to prepare. Because it has happened and to me with one of the project when I was executing in Saudi Aramco. Resource directly influenced without my knowledge. Resource went and directly spoke a couple of times. He went and spoke, given the requirement directly to the developer. And therefore, developer without my knowledge, he has developed.
right. So I have a question here.
Yeah.
As you have worked in Saudi, so you know the background here.
Correct.
People, yes. And if that happens, so what should be our action plan for this?
So what I have done that twice it has happened to me. Then when directly went and spoke to first stakeholder, the respective stakeholder, I spoke to him. I told him, "Bus, fine, you are speaking to resources, that is okay. But any requirement you are giving, that let the requirement come to me." So then I went and I told him, if he didn't listen, then I escalated. I escalated to his CIO, keeping my management in loop. Then they told me, why can't I? Then this is what in our I showed them the communication management plan, saying who is going to talk to whom.
Right. It must be. I think it must be easy in
No, it must be in see. I know it's see. I told you in a very casual approach, right? But I was at that time. I was in a boiling situation. So I burned my hands. So I have to listen from my management.
Yes, so especially in industry, like I work in construction industry, you can say that.
Construction
So
industry,
yes,
we
so
can,
we have this kind of things wherein uh, I work as a consultant. So still we see many things, happening from client and contractors.
correct.
So that's the case, and
So I know
there-
that the best thing is like communication plan.
yes, even
So,
even after doing construction communication plan and having the RASI matrix, even then things
it's-
get
but at that time, then you need to some smartness we need to play. See, everything we go by the book of rule, right? If the book of rule will not apply everywhere, or rule of
yep,
book will not apply everywhere.
yes, that's exactly I was asking about.
Rule of book will not apply. So what happens? You need to sometimes we need to tailor it our processes. That's where tailoring come into picture. So what will happen? You have to see how it will happen. You will go and influence the people. बस इतना ही है ना, काम करने में क्या गया तुमको, कितना टाइम लगेगा, आधा घंटे का टाइम लगेगा ना, बोलेगा.
Yeah, especially they will say they will, verbal agreement. They will compensate you somewhere else.
Correct.
Like that.
They will
Yes.
say मैं ये कर दूंगा, मैं तुमको, मैं थोड़ा वो कहीं पीछे से लाके गिफ्ट दे देगा. So this will happen. So
Yes.
It's construction field. I don't know how I can because I don't have that much of experience on the construction field. But in our IT, maximum things we covered. Saying that we'll try to avoid those things in the beginning itself. So we have a clear, crisp communication. And sometimes there are cases are there where customer will directly go and talk to the developers. बस ये requirement है मेरा, थोड़ा कर देना. और डेवलपर क्योंकि कस्टमर बात कर रहा है करके वो खुश हो जाता है डेवलपर. एक डायरेक्ट कस्टमर आके मेरे से बात कर रहा है, तो they will intend that human tendency. He will go and he will work for him without the knowledge of his project manager. So project agar aap if your project manager is day in day out on top of the project, then these things can be avoided. Construction field mein how it is, to be very frank, I am not sure how can I control.
No, you have, Alhamdulillah, you have covered much of it. Thank you so much.
Ismail bhai, one thing on the same topic, and now that we are from IT and I am from SAP domain, restricting our resources to get in touch with the stakeholders. How we can't to a certain extent we can, but not, because the functional consultants are the ones who will be communicating with the respective stakeholders to gather the information.
Correct.
Technical, I can understand, it's again functional, pass on the information to them. But the functional consultants, we can restrict them to a certain extent. But the main communication, gathering the information, understanding the requirement of the client is done by the functional consultant. I, as a project lead or project manager, can't sit in every meeting and understand what.
That is the mistake you are doing. That's the mistake you are doing. Please don't avoid that mistake. So you have what you have to do whenever the requirement gathering phase is happening, right? Functional, you sit along with functional consultant. So what you can do, I'm not asking you to get involved 100%. When the meeting starts, be present with them. Like be there for 1 hour meeting, right? Be there for 15-20 minutes, you come back. Then afterwards, once the meeting gets over, then your functional guy, he will send out a minutes of meeting. So then you review that minutes of meeting. Then you call your functional guys. But what you have agreed on to the things, okay, do the impact analysis for me and do the effort estimation for me.
Okay.
That's how you should do that. That's how you play, because I am not asking you to stay, because you will be having parallel meetings will be there.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of things going on, and there, when especially from SAP domain where you have multiple modules
I know.
running, you have multiple
Correct.
consultants.
Correct. Correct. So same times
going-
MM guys will call you, same times
Yes.
FICO guys will call you, same times
Yeah.
SD guys will call you,
Hmm.
right? So project
Hmm.
manager has to be available everywhere.
Yes, and it varies from project to project. If I'm in an implementation project, project gathering is the requirement gathering is for a period of 2 months, 3 months.
Correct.
But once post go live, you're in operational phase. Your requirements are never ending with the project.
Then that case, what your requirement, right? What you have to do, you have handed over the project to customer. Now the
Yes.
project come into BAU.
Yes.
BAU project will be, let it be, you raise a change request. So you agreed on to the change request. At every, in a given quarter, I will execute only 10 changes or 20 changes. If it is executing more than that, then there will be change in the maintenance agreement.
स्कोप क्रिप में आ जाएगा ना?
हाँ, स्कोप क्रिप में आ जाएगा, करेक्ट.
Okay.
तो आप उसको बोलो कि बस मेरा अग्रीमेंट था कि मैं साल में 40 चेंजेस और 100 चेंजेस करूंगा, लेकिन तू एक ही क्वार्टर में तूने 100 चेंजेस करवा लिया, अब बाकी के जितने भी चेंजेस आ जाएंगे मैं तो चार्जेबल करूंगा. सो मेरे को क्या, जब मेरा प्रोजेक्ट डिलीवर कर दिया था मैं आराम को में, देन वी हैव अग्रीड ऑन somewhere around 300 man days of effort, right? मैं 300 man days of effort का चेंज रिक्वेस्ट करके दूंगा फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट में साल का. तो उसने कस्टमर ने है ना एक एप्लीकेशन डेवलप करवा लिया, तो वो 300 दिन पहले क्वार्टर में खत्म हो गया. फिर दूसरे क्वार्टर में फिर नया चेंज रिक्वेस्ट आते गए. तो उसको हम लोग बोले कि बस तेरे को साल के 300 दिन फ्री में थे, तू पूरे एक ही दिन एक क्वार्टर में पूरा 300 दिन खा लिया तूने. अब बाकी के जितने भी आएंगे देखो चार्जेबल बेसिस. तो कस्टमर भी डर गया, बोला कि भाई अच्छा चार्जेबल है, ठीक है, मैं चेंज रिक्वेस्ट को होल्ड करके रख लूंगा, मैं नेक्स्ट ईयर दूंगा मैं. ऐसा होता है. तो अगर आप कम्युनिकेट नहीं करेंगे तो अगर नहीं कम्युनिकेट करते ये प्रॉब्लम आपका, यू एंड अप डूइंग एवरीथिंग. अगर आप कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं तो नो प्रॉब्लम. एटलीस्ट कस्टमर को भी वो भी डर में रहेगा, हाँ भाई कोई है, ही इज मॉनिटरिंग.
Otherwise, customers is like हम requirement देते रहेंगे and we keep on doing this. So they are not aware. Initially, they're not aware that we have got limited hours that they can.
कस्टमर क्या बोलेगा, बस तुम लोग है ना सपोर्ट में हो ना, तो करते जाओ सपोर्ट है ना, 3 साल का सपोर्ट दिया ना तुमको, तो तुम्हारे रिसोर्स को भी बोलना चाहिए कि वी नीड टू एजुकेट आवर रिसोर्सेस आल्सो. बस कोई भी चेंज रिक्वेस्ट दे रहा है, वी हैव अग्रीड फॉर 300 man days और व्हाटएवर द 100 man days यू हैव टू डू इन दैट. अगर जब बढ़ के जा रहा है तो प्लीज इन्फॉर्म योर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर. तो रिसोर्स को भी एजुकेट करके रखना चाहिए, देन इट विल वर्क, थिंग्स विल वर्क आउट. वरना वो लोग देते जाएंगे, हम लोग करते जाएंगे. उनको क्या है,
स्मेल में आपका जो समझा रहे हैं उससे मुझे ये एक चीज समझ में आ रहा है, द मोर यू हैव ग्रिप एंड डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ योर स्कोप ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, द बेटर पावर यू विल हैव टू कम्युनिकेट विद एवरीवन.
एग्जैक्टली. आपको उसका नॉलेज, इसीलिए वो तो फंक्शनल रहना, डोमेन नॉलेज रहना जरूरी है. अगर नहीं रहा तो देन आपको स्कोप बोल रहे हो, स्कोप बोलते जाएगा, आप करते जाओगे, स्कोप कभी नेवर एंडिंग स्टोरी हो जाएगी. वो टू द पॉइंट, क्रिस्प पॉइंट, इतना है इतना ही करूंगा मैं. एप्पल बोले तो एप्पल ही दूंगा, देखो ऑरेंज भी नहीं दूंगा मैं. डोंट आस्क मी एप्पल एज वेल एज ऑरेंज आल्सो. क्लियर है ना?
जी हाँ, थैंक यू स्मॉल लॉर्ड.
Yes.
So same thing. Project charter है, project management plan, stakeholder management plan है, project documents, stakeholder register. These are all part of inputs. It goes as part of communication management plan. So tools, same thing we'll use, expert judgment, communication, requirement analysis, where we call each and every one, and then the stakeholders also, when we are doing communication, invite all your stakeholders, saying that you are telling upfront what how I'm going to communicate, who is responsible, at what time they will be, what time they will be, with what frequency they will be communicating to you, and who will be the spark for that communication. So that way, stakeholder also will be having the picture. So in the bus, I cannot go and talk to everyone. I have, for me, anything has to be done. There is a guy, I have to speak to him only. 1 minute. So clear, right? So always push the customer. Don't and at the same time, don't push over to the extent, things will break down. Don't accept everything, whatever he says. Accept whatever you can.
स्माइल भाई अगर एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे तो कैसे कहीं और जगह किसी और सप्लायर के यहाँ चला जाएगा फिर?
नहीं यार, ऐसा रहे तो वैसा नहीं होगा ना. If everyone thinks like that, then we are the weak management. We can't accept everything, no. Somewhere you need to take a stand.
Okay.
So if you are accepting everything, then you are doing injustice. You are doing cruelty to your management.
This all depends upon the management now. How is going to?
See, another thing depends on the style of working, management style of working, how it is.
Right.
See, if you go, I will tell you, if you go to Accenture, the guys who are working in Accenture, right? If you compare Accenture PM to the Wipro PM, totally different.
Okay.
Wipro PM, Wipro, the guys who are working in Wipro as a project manager, right? They are little bit bound towards the customer. Customer, whatever he says, they will try to listen. And then at the end of the day, what the project will bleak. They'll go, a lot of revenue leakages happens. I have observed that. Whereas when it comes to the Accenture PM, they'll say, you have given me this thing, I have given that. That's all.
Okay.
No, Ismail, but if a project manager is accept everything, means a project also prolonged.
वही बोला ना मैं. So if you project manager accept everything, means project का
loss of management.
project लंबा खींच जाएगा और project के चकले लग जाएंगे.
फिर मैनेजमेंट का लॉस होगा.
हाँ, मैनेजमेंट का लॉस होगा, क्योंकि उतना आप जितना शेड्यूल खींचेंगे उतना सैलरी देना पड़ेगा ना आपको. मैनेजमेंट आप फ्री में थोड़ी काम करेंगे, फ्री में थोड़ी काम करेंगे आप. अगर आप फ्री में कर रहे हैं तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
Bad impression for project. It is on bad impression on project manager also.
Correct. So this is the how many channels you can create. N into n minus 1 by 2. Where n is the number of stakeholders. So 6. If you're having 6 stakeholders, that means 15 communication channels you will create.
Ismail, can you elaborate a little bit on communication channels?
See, let's say, for example, you are having six stakeholders in your project, right? So then, how will you there is a formula for n into n minus 1 by 2. So n is nothing but the stakeholder. 6 into 6 minus 1, 6 into 5, 30, 30 divided by 2, 15 communication channels. So that means 15 communication channels, like in the sense, like different types of communication channels we will prepare for those 6 stakeholders. So how we will do that? You will have each communication stakeholder, weekly one stakeholder, 6 happen. Then sometimes bi-weekly meeting will be there, or in a week twice will be there. Then you will be having stakeholder steering communication meeting. These are all kind of a channels. Then you will status reports, right? Status reports, weekly communication meeting, and then steering committee meeting. All these things, these are all 15 types of communication meetings will happen.
Basically, number of meetings or sessions you are having with different stakeholders.
Correct.
You have to build a plan for that. Okay.
Correct, exactly.
Okay.
So data representation, stakeholder engagement, meeting, interpersonal team skills, right? We need to be aware of the political awareness. It plays a very major role. Then you need to have the understanding of cultural awareness, how the people operates in different regions. So you should be aware of that. So finally, the output will be your stakeholder communication requirement, what type of format you will be giving, what type of communication you will be giving, sending frequency, and if there are any constraints, you will mention that constraints as well. Then project management, you update the project management plan, based on if there are any changes, if there are any deviations, then you update the schedule, and then you send schedule as well as the stakeholder register. These are the details. These are the output from your communication management plan. So you create the communication, collect, distribute, then you store in your repository. Then whenever you want to retrieve from the repository, you can do that. And then once it is done, then you dispose the information. You cannot keep that information in hand. So that's what it is. This one. Effective and efficient communication. Yeah, when you're communicating in you have to be in a right. It has to be right format into to the right audience. What you're communicating, you can't communicate blah 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 to anyone, right? To the point, to the crisp point, you need to communicate, so that it will be easy for the stakeholders or anyone to understand. And also it will create an impact.
Smell for this any kind of report making, we need to be very expert in Excel for chart making.
No, it's okay. You can not the expert. So see, one is Excel, and you know how you should be knowing pie chart.
For all different kind of chart, we should have the knowledge.
Pie chart, bar chart. These are the charts. Helpful. Pivot. You know pivot, right?
You should know the pivot.
Pivot is very much. As a man, if you have become a PM, pivot has to be, to have develop the pivot. Easy, no? If you want how to develop pivot, let me know. I'll show you how to write the pivot. I can develop the pivot.
कितना टाइम लगेगा उसमें?
1 मिनट लगता है.
ओके, तो ठीक है, आप ले लेंगे जरूर.
कभी बता दूंगा मैं. pivot कैसे डालते हैं. Also, once a pivot आ गया, then you can have the bar charts. A 2D bar chart, 3D bar chart. So ये सब करते जाएंगे तो आते जाएगा. बस सुन के बैठ गएंगे तो कुछ नहीं आएगा, लेकिन उसके साथ करना है, प्रैक्टिस भी करना है.
जी राइट.
Change log, issue log, lessons learned register, quality report, risk report, stakeholder register. Manage. You need to provide the verbal communication, non-verbal communication. These are all the channels also you can do. These kind of channels. How we can manage communication, active listening, conflict management, cultural awareness, then meeting management, networking. You need to have a good network. Political awareness. These are all we discussed. Dashboards. You need to have a dashboard, entire dashboard, saying that how we can. It will depict the entire picture of your project, the dashboard. Risk and issues, any reports, deliverable status, which module is delivering on what date. That status needs to be available. Schedule progress. Cost, any cost incurred. Cost incurred is for the management, saying that for that one module to deliver, I have incurred so much of cost, and this will be my gross margin. And this will be, these data will be helpful to the management. Right? This is how issue logs looks like. So I issue, then entry and issue date. You can mention who has created the issue type entered by, and then category of the issue, description of the issue, priority, action, what action you have taken, and when you are going to resolve this issue, and what is the status as on date. What of the action you have taken, what is the action, you mentioned that action taken on that description. Clear on this issue log? This has to be captured.
Issue, where is the closure?
That's what target date to close, no? Target date,
Okay.
target resolution date.
Okay.
That's the one.
Assalamualaikum, Ismail bhai, what is different between issue log as well as risk log? Both are similar or?
No. Issue log is mean issue has happened, right? Something event has already occurred, right? And risk is this, is a risk you are forcing the risk, the event to happen. Issue होने से पहले को risk बोलते हैं. जो चीज हो गई, घटना हो गई, उसको issue बोलते हैं. Accident हो गया वो issue. समझ में आया आपको?
Okay, risk is like we are forecasting. We are predicting.
Risk is nothing but forecasting. Correct.
Yeah.
आप अंदाजा लगाते हैं कि ये हो सकता है. इश्यू क्या है? हो गया, एक्सीडेंट हो गया। आप मैं हैदराबाद को जाने से पहले, जाने के लिए मेरे को कहीं बीच में एक्सीडेंट हुआ तो कैसा, बीच में पंक्चर हुआ तो गाड़ी कैसा, कैसे करेंगे? ये आपका रिस्क है, ये रिस्क। और इश्यू क्या है, अगर जाने वक्त आपको गाड़ी पंक्चर हो गई, ये हो गई पंक्चर हो गई गाड़ी, आप क्या करना? उसको ये इश्यू लॉक।
ओके।
क्लियर हुआ ना?
यस यस जजाक यस।
So monitor communications. So monitor communications when the project is in stabilization phase. You monitor your communications, how we are doing, how we are whatever we have agreed during the planning phase. Are we delivering onto the same timelines or not? That's how you do the monitoring phase. So resource management plan, communication management plan, stakeholder management plan, project documents, everything, you keep on updating these documents. If there are any changes, if there are no changes, don't do that. Keep it like that. Okay. And the output will be your work performance. And then change request, if there are any change requests, update the change request. And project management plan also, it gets updated. Communication management plan, stakeholder management plan, and the project documents. All those things will be a part of the output of the monitor when you are monitoring the communications.
Another question here, in every input we have enterprise environment factor and organization process assets.
Yeah, these are common everywhere.
तो actually होता क्या है इसमें, क्यों जरूरत है?
See, enterprise environmental factors means what are the and with related to your environment, the environment, what is the enterprise is going to have an impact factors that you take, like political awareness, political कुछ दंगे हो गए तो आपको प्रोजेक्ट को इम्पैक्ट होगा. Those are the details.
Ismail, you mean say strike also?
हाँ, स्ट्राइक हो गया, नेचुरल कैलामिटी आ गई आपको, और BC, how we are encountering BCP plan. Those are all environmental factor. Organizational enterprise are the, or these are the organizational factors.
ऐसा ही बोल सकते हैं कि अगर बीजेपी अगर आ गया कांग्रेस को बदल के, तो भी ये भी फैक्टर हो सकता है.
हाँ, वो भी हो सकता है.
कोविड इज एग्जांपल, कोरोना आ गया.
एग्जाम द स्टेक होल्डर्स कोई वो पार्टी से रिलेटेड रहा आपको, then that might create an impact for that project for you.
Government regulations.
Government regulations, exactly. आप कांग्रेस आई, कांग्रेस में ये रूल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन थे. जब बीजेपी आई थोड़ा रूल्स चेंज हो गए, तो उसके रूल्स की वजह से आपको प्रोजेक्ट इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है ना.
जी.
गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशंस. क्लियर हो आपको डाउट है?
यस जी, यस.
ये तो we have already covered 5 C's. Yeah, key concept on the 5 C. Your communication should be correct. Your communication should be concise, to the point, clear. It should be right, and coherent, and then controlled. It cannot be when you're talking or when you're sending any email, it should be in a controlled manner. You cannot say no. You cannot write blatantly. You can't use bad words when you're communicating. Either you're verbal or formal. right? Those are the things. This is a straightforward thing. This we have. Any tailoring which needs to be done, you have to do that, because for agile communications strategy it will be different with respect to agile. Agile, we do communicate on a daily basis as compared to other projects.
Ismail sir, one real-time scenario I'm facing here. Can I share
Yeah,
my
please,
experience?
please.
Yeah. So I'm working for one of the Saudi project from India, and they are implementing SAP projects. Now our go live date is November next month.
Correct.
But still testing is not happened.
So
When
you raise, you raise the
uh,
risk, no?
Yeah, so what we are developing all the RISE object and everything, and we are doing this our activity SD, FICO, everything. They are configuring and everything, but nobody is testing what going on.
Then
now the testing is started. Also, the end user who is the client, they are still they are not tested.
So this, then what you have to do? You immediately you raise a concern risk. Okay, saying that so if you are not raising a risk today or tomorrow, then if what will happen? November is not far away. Then it will become an issue for you. So you can.
Yeah, we raise it, but actually, ideally, what should be happen means what went wrong here in that case? They should test it parallel like agile methodology, because client is also lazy. They are not testing it.
SAP
So the
project we
client
cannot.
is not testing. They don't have any connectivity issues are there.
No, these are all things. It has to be done way before your communication. Your networking, everything. Your connections, internet connections, everything. It has to be done at front, way upfront. We have set up the production box and then UAT box. This has to be done way upfront when you have that project plans. Once you prepare the once you come into execution phase. Once your execution phase, what will happen during execution phase also? You will be transporting module by module and testing it, right? You can't complete everything and I'll go and do then you go for testing. You take small things and then put that into your testing sandbox.
Yeah.
So you should have done at the beginning itself. Now it's
but the main issue is still client did not tested what we made.
But you are done from testing. You are done from your side.
Yeah, but the changes again will come.
First initial requirement, you have done the testing.
Yeah, configuration, the functional people they did, but the technical part still not tested by functional. They are still struggling with their configuration.
That means configuration has not been done.
Like a sales order, O2C order. So they are creating sales order.
Sir.
Billing,
what I am saying that this is the completely mismanagement of the project.
So what do you think? What should be ideally should happen, and we went wrong? Where we went wrong?
Where you went wrong means during the planning stage itself you went wrong. Yeah, planning stage you went wrong. You have not given the clear communication. You are not understand the requirement correctly. These are the basics. You missed basics of the project management.
No, so ideally, what I work with IBM, so we never face this kind of things. This is the first time I'm working with the Saudi project. So,
I agree. I'm saying that what I'm saying that first of all, the basics, whatever the project management basics, what you taught, what we teach, right? Those it has been missed out. You have not taken care of the during the planning phase. What are the things that you have to do that you have not taken care of that? So hardware resources, the boxes for your production box, have you identified? Sandbox, have you identified? No, you have not done that.
No,
even
no,
though
that has been done, but the
that even,
connectivity, like
yeah, yeah, I'm coming
success
back.
factor.
I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. I'm
Yeah.
coming to you. So even though if you have done that during the planning phase, then communication, have you sent the communication to your stakeholder? We will be schedule. Have you sent the schedule to your stakeholder, saying that this is the war we are going to deliver on so and so date? That you have not done that. Then how come the customer will come to know? But when you are, he will come, he will get a dream. Okay, you are deliver on so and so date. Will not get a dream unless and until you are not communicating. How will you get a? How will the customer know that you are delivering on so and so date? He needs to prepare by himself, right?
Yes, yes.
उसको भी मालूम होना चाहिए ना भाई, हाथ थोड़ी आएगा कि तुम आप आके कल डिलीवर कर रहे हो करके। उसका भी एनवायरनमेंट रेडी करना पड़ेगा उसको, कस्टमर को भी, उसके भी फंक्शनल बंदों को रेडी करना पड़ेगा। हम लोग कम्युनिकेट नहीं करेंगे, हम तक बोलेंगे नहीं, तब तो उसको कैसा पता चलेगा कि आप क्या करना चाह रहे हैं, कब दे रहे हैं। मैं यूनिट टेस्टिंग आज करूंगा, सिस्टम टेस्टिंग कल करूंगा, मैं ट्रांसपोर्ट को इस दिन मूव करूंगा, फिर आप एक बार चेक कर लीजिए आपके सैंड बॉक्स में, ये बताना पड़ेगा ना आपको। अब ये सब नहीं बताएंगे तो लास्ट मोमेंट पर डिले होगा, तो ये कस्टमर की गलती नहीं है, आपकी गलती है ये।
कस्टमर भी लिस्ट बॉदर अबाउट इट, वो इतना सीरियसली नहीं ले रहा है। अब व्हेन वी आर आस्किंग, यू नो,
देन अच्छा है ना। लेकिन आपका मैनेजमेंट आपको प्रोजेक्ट एक्सटेंड होगा तो कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे। कस्टमर को लिस्ट बॉदर, ठीक है, आपका मैनेजमेंट क्या बोल रहा है?
मैनेजमेंट तो पीछे लगा है कि सॉल्व करो और
फिर क्यों आप लोगों ने गलती किया है? तो आप कस्टमर को बोल के कस्टमर को प्रेशर डालने का, भाई मैं तेरे को पहले ही कम्युनिकेट कर दिया था, तू अभी तक रेडी क्यों नहीं करा? अगर तू रेडी नहीं करा, तेरे वजह से मेरे को डीले हो रहा है, तू मेरे को चेंज रिक्वेस्ट दे मेरे को। अब आपकी सिचुएशन में क्या हुआ, आपने बोला नहीं है, कस्टमर भी लिस्ट बॉदर्ड है, वो बोला तुम्हारी मर्जी जब करना है करो, मेरे को क्या फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है मेरे को। और आपका मैनेजमेंट बोल रहा है बस तुम लोगों ने नहीं कर रहे हो तो मेरा शेड्यूल में 6 महीने का शेड्यूल होगा, 6 महीने जाके 9 महीने होने को आ रहा है, अभी तक नहीं कर रहे हो, मेरे को पैसा लॉस हो रहा है। गलती किसकी है यहाँ पे? सरासर गलती प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर की गलती है।
yes, but project manager daily he is taking steering meeting, daily he is
क्या करेगा? डेली
meeting.
में डेली पूरा डेली काम करके फायदा क्या हुआ? रिजल्ट क्या आया हमारे को? वो कम्युनिकेट किया क्या? नहीं किया ना। प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर तो ले रहा है, डेली आ रहा है, स्टेटस ले रहा है, वो बस नॉमिनल तौर पे, हाँ भाई मेरी एक्टिविटी थी, मैं कर दिया, हो गया, मेरा काम हो गया। तो एक्टिविटी को करके आगे क्या करना चाह रहा है वो नहीं किया ना प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर। जो उसको काम करना चाहिए, बस फॉर नॉमिनल सेक पे मैं प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर हूँ, मैं मेरा काम मैं मैनेजर हूँ, मैं सिर्फ मेरा काम है स्टेटस रिपोर्ट लेना और बस उतना ही काम। ठीक है, स्टेटस रिपोर्ट लिया, स्टेटस रिपोर्ट को पढ़ा और क्या करना, उसके स्टेटस रिपोर्ट के अंदर कुछ एक्शनेबल आइटम्स होते हैं, वो एक्शन आइटम्स को देखा उसने, किसी को कम्युनिकेट किया? नहीं किया। दिस इज ए प्योरली फ्लॉप इन द प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर।
So, Ismail bhai, this is the communication is the main thing in this kind of project, especially when you are dealing with Middle Eastern clients,
yes,
especially like Saudi and all. Even what I have observed, same
correct.
What Mr. Ajit is telling is the same issue with us also.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Main thing is communication. People from Saudi or especially Arab clients, what I have observed, they are very laid back and lazy attitude.
Lazy attitude. You tell them upfront. You have to tell them, and then you have to keep on following up. बस मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं तेरे को भेजा था रिमाइंडर 1, रिमाइंडर 2, रिमाइंडर 3.
Yes, even if you share a proper UAT plan and you arrange a training, they won't turn up for the meeting.
They won't turn up, correct.
The scenarios we face, and the best thing what we did is we just communicated it to the stakeholders, the top heads. So we have arranged everything. The delay is from your end. That's the reason this is leading to the delay in the project.
Correct. उसके टाइम पर then अगर हम लोग proactively communication नहीं करेंगे, then what will happen? Then things will fall in for our back. It will fall in our plate only. So if you communicate proactively to everyone, then what will happen? They have to give the change request. They are bound to happen. They should do that.
Yes, and we send multiple reminders. At the end of 3 reminders, we inform the concerned stakeholders.
Correct.
These are the multiple reminders.
Escalate. Project manager job is to escalate. If no one is hearing, escalate.
So this is common issues when we face, especially with Middle Eastern clients.
Correct. So that's all. We are done with today's communication. See, guys, you have seen, right, the one practical example how by not communicating where we have ended up. Live example we have seen today. So that is where communication is the most critical point. If you are not communicating, you are gone. No matter how good you are. Doesn't matter.
So conclusion is that the thing should be with us. It should be, we should immediately throw out to others.
Correct. You should, as in the moment, communicate, send a mail, email, send an action plan, talk to the manager, talk to the stakeholder. Boss, I am going to deliver so and so date. If you are confident, then once we are done, my testing is completed. See the test results. My system test completed, done. This is there in the sandbox. Then on this day, I am ready for UAT. Please let me know who are all stakeholders. You need to be informed so that I can send an email, send meeting invite on Saturday. If they are not turning up, again saying that we expected UAT is supposed to happen today. We were there, but no one showed up from your team. And please suggest another date. Like this, reminder 1, reminder 2. If they are not joining, okay, since we have agreed to, we have delivered on so and so date, you guys are not turned up and we are not able to deliver this as a, we are marking our milestone has skipped, and further due date, whatever the number of days are there, please approve as a change request for the change in schedule of the project. It will have an impact on the cost. So I'm going to send out an invoice for that copy. Simple. Then customer
just what you narrated, Ismail, by one question, a common question, which everyone face in the organization. Like I'm a technical lead and I have a SD consultant or functional consultant. When certain things are pending from their side, okay, we communicate them, they are not replying. So we are handling in a friendship manner. And we are taking it.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, emotional. Don't
So
become emotional.
they are asking, they are pinging in Teams and saying don't escalate, just don't keep all the people in the
No,
loop.
that is wrong.
Just send me, I will do. But he is not paying attention, neither he is taking action.
Correct.
So unnecessary, it's a burden on me.
Who
So
is that?
shall we be very practical, send email to all, keeping all the people stakeholder in the CC,
I understand. Brother, I understand your concern. I will tell you who you are doing. See, the same thing our brother Alim Bhai, he has discussed, right? He has done on a humanitarian basis. You are also burning your hand on a humanitarian basis. Why you have to do that? Are you getting any benefit from the customer?
Assalamu alaikum, brother. For you, I can tell you one thing. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I can just tell you one thing. Even though you are supporting him, give him some final deadline. Okay, I'm helping you, but this is my limit. I can extend your support till this date. After this, anyway, I'm going to escalate. That's the final thing. you're supporting him also, but you're also telling, I have some constraint, I cannot help you beyond this. So this will help you both way. You will not break the relationship, neither you will face the problems.
But it diplomatically, and don't be harsh. At the end of the day, you have to work with him only. He will not clear your UAT if you become harsh. He will point out some defect or the other defect he will point. So it's better you be with very diplomatically deal with him. Said, boss, I tell him I'm also having constraints, as the brother mentioned, right? I cannot go. There are some limits. If my management is also questioning me, I'm with whatever possible help I am doing, I'm able to do that. Beyond there will be, don't extend, because what will happen, the thread will break.
Okay.
Because team bonding is very important, especially
Agreed.
between technical and functional guys.
Agreed, agreed.
They
That
go
is
very
correct. But
so you have to,
for
as Ismail said, you have to be very diplomatic. Tell them I
correct.
have other objects to work on. If you could just wave off this object, then I'll start working on other objects. I have pressure from my team leads, my
Correct.
something.
Correct.
You have to tell them.
Something diplomatically you need to play with them, so that सांप भी नहीं बनना, लाठी भी नहीं टूटना. The project manager should be like that.
Ismail bhai, it is सांप मर जाए पर लाठी ना टूटे.
वो इनके केस में हो गया, सांप भी मर गया, लाठी भी तोड़ गई. दो भी हो गया यार, अभी क्या करे ना. इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ ना, कम्युनिकेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है.
नहीं, यहाँ पर देखा मैंने इस्माइल साहब, क्वालिटी मेंटेन नहीं करते जितना इंडियन एमएनसी में क्वालिटी रहता है डेवलपमेंट का. यहाँ पर कुछ नहीं है, बस दे दो डायरेक्ट प्रोडक्शन, क्वालिटी सर्वर ओपन कर देते, उधर कोडिंग स्टार्ट कर देते हैं.
हाँ, वही गलत करते हैं ना, इसीलिए और डेवलपर्स को प्रोडक्शन बॉक्स एक्सेस हो जाता है.
हाँ, तो कितना गलत है ना. वी नीड टू फॉलो स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल.
वही तो, इसीलिए तो क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट बोलते हैं. वही ऑडिट जब करेंगे ना, तो फट के आ जाएगी हाथ में. जब कई बड़ी कंपनीज ऑडिट करते हैं ना, एसएपी कंपनीज क्या करते हैं लोग, दे कॉल EY, दे कॉल डेलॉयट. तो ये है ना, सबसे पहले क्या करते हैं, पहले रोल एक्सेस मैनेजमेंट देखते हैं.
किसके क्या
ये सर्वर को कौन एक्सेस किया है, और क्या होता है, जब मैंने पैचेस इमीडिएटली डिप्लॉय कर देते हैं, कोई ना कोई टूल डाल देते हैं प्रोडक्शन सर्वर पे, क्योंकि वो फ्री रहता है ना पूरा. उधर तो तुम्हारे को पोर्ट, ज्यादा पोर्ट ओपन खुला रहता है, पूरा पटाख से डालता है. तो ये इसमें क्वालिटी पे प्रॉब्लम आता है. जब ये लोग ऑडिट करेंगे, उनका जब कुछ भी नहीं होगा, लेकिन जब ऑडिट करेंगे ना, तब चकले लगेंगे उनके. अगर सही में कराने चाह रहे हैं तो. अगर नहीं करें तो ठीक है, छुटकू मुटकू कंपनी है तो कोई कुछ नहीं पकड़ेगा, कौन करेगा क्वालिटी.
But these big companies like EY, as you told Ismail bhai, they scrutinize you very, very badly.
Very badly. तुम्हारी चड्डी उतार देते हैं.
Try to log, they'll try to trace every single logins what you have done, especially for the consultants, how they have everything very badly.
चड्डी उतार देते हैं तुम्हारी. चड्डी उतार के सामने मैनेजमेंट को बता देते हैं, then your job will be at loss. तो इसीलिए
बहुत सारे पहले फ्यूचर ग्रुप, व्हेन आई वाज इन फ्यूचर ग्रुप मुंबई, ये बिग बाजार पैंटलून IS रिटेल था, SAP IS रिटेल. तो अबैपर ने फाइनेंस के चेक प्रिंटिंग करा दिया था एक्सेस लेके.
करेक्ट.
और वो फ्रॉड करे, लाखों का वो किए थे फ्रॉड.
करेक्ट.
रोल्स लेके.
बहुत वही बोल रहा ना, फर्स्ट सबसे पहले लोग ऑडिटिंग आएंगे तो पहले रोल एक्सेस मैनेजमेंट चेक करेंगे, किसको क्या रोल है. जज़ाकल्लाह गाइस, 4 घंटे मेरे को बर्दाश्त करने के लिए आप.
थैंक यू वेरी मच इस्माइल भाई.
आपका शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहिए, आप उल्टा बोल रहे हैं.
नहीं.
थैंक यू सो मच.
अभी हमारे पास सब ओनली 3 चैप्टर्स लेफ्ट है.
गाइस, एक रिक्वेस्ट है आप सबसे, आज का जो हमारा क्लास था इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट, बिकॉज हम सब शेयर कर रहे थे, बात कर रहे थे.
Correct.
माय रिक्वेस्ट इज टू मेंटेन दिस थिंग, क्योंकि
हाँ, मैं
अर्लियर क्लासेस
वही
में
बोल
ये
रहा हूँ.
इतना इंटरेक्शन नहीं था.
करेक्ट, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. मैं बिकॉज मैं अकेला ही बात करूंगा तो आप लोग खाली भैंस के सामने बीन बजाए जैसा दिखेगा.
That's true, Ismail bhai. Now people from different industries have come up and started speaking. So सारे उनका experiences पता चल रहा है, and we get to know people from our domain also.
Correct.
Very many can connect and interact in future. So this was a very good session.
So tomorrow will be the risk management plan. So risk में बहुत बताऊंगा risk में how we can do that. So risk के बाद रहेगा हमारा सिर्फ 1 या 2 चैप्टर ही रहेंगे. So tomorrow we'll exclusively cover on the risk.
इस्माइल में ये भी आएगा क्या फाइनेंस टीम का?
क्या बोले?
फाइनेंस टीम का भी आएगा रिस्क मैनेजमेंट में?
हर एक का रिस्क इज एवरीथिंग.
ठीक.
फाइनेंस ले लो, जो भी ले लो, हर चीज का रिस्क है.
Just one thing, Ismail bhai, where we can get this presentation which you are.
मैं ऑलरेडी शेयर किया ना पहले, मैं आपको फिर से शेयर कर दूंगा, नो प्रॉब्लम. मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं कोई ब्रदर ने एक लिंक दिया है ना, वो लिंक में मैं पूरे डॉक्यूमेंट्स मेरे जितने भी पीएमपी का डंप है ना, वो पूरा आपको शेयर कर दूंगा. उसमें मॉक टेस्ट है, सब है, एवरीथिंग इज देयर.
Okay, that will be great. That will be great. Thank you so much.
Ismail bhai, there are 2 groups for PM.
एक बार और शेयर कर दीजिए इस्माइल भाई वो लिंक.
नहीं, मेरे को मैं देखना कोई किसी ने शेयर किया है लिंक को, मैं आई हैव टू गो एंड सर्च. अगर वो लिंक एक बार मेरे को फिर से भेज देंगे तो देन आई विल
tag. I will tag.
व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दीजिए. व्हाट्सएप
में को लिंक भेज दीजिए. मैं आई विल ऐड दैट लिंक. मैं उसमें मैं पूरे डंप कर दूंगा, आज ही डंप कर दूंगा. मैं लास्ट वीक नहीं डंप कर पाया, मैं थोड़ा मेरे को काम भी आ गया था ज्यादा. So tomorrow
I request you to share in both the groups. There are 2 groups for PMP. Oma PMP, there are 2 groups.
अच्छा, मैं 2 में भी शेयर कर दूंगा, नो प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है. तो अभी we have only 2 chapters left, 3 chapters left. Risk management है. Tomorrow we'll cover risk and procurement. Next week stakeholder. That's the last. ठीक है ना.
उसके बाद क्या रहेगा इस्माइल भाई?
अब उसके बाद आप जब भी डाउट्स आते गए तो मेरे को पूछते जाइए, मैं आपको क्लियर कर. आप पढ़िए, आप लोग पढ़ते जाइए. देन डाउट्स आएंगे तो मेरे को बोलिए, मैं आई एम हियर टू हेल्प यू आउट.
ओके.
मॉक टेस्ट है, मॉक टेस्ट को आप प्लान करते जाइए.
ठीक है.
पहले मैं बोलता हूँ आप ये पूरा तो देखिए, अभी इतना पढ़ लिया है तो आपको स्टिल आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा. ये मैं आपको कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आ गए होंगे. और कहीं कॉन्सेप्ट में आपको कहीं भी आपको डाउट आया तो मेरे को कॉल बैक कर सकते हैं, मेरे को पिंग कर सकते हैं. आई विल क्लियर कॉन्सेप्ट्स. अगर फिर देन यू गो टू पिमबॉक. पिमबॉक में उसमें पढ़िए आप. जहाँ अटके तो मेरे को बोलिए, मैं आई कैन क्लियर योर डाउट्स. और उसके साथ उसके साथ जैसे पहले पिमबॉक पूरा पढ़िए. पिमबॉक पढ़ने के बाद देन यू प्लान फॉर टेस्ट, मॉक टेस्ट.
ओके.
अब डायरेक्ट आज जैसे ही खत्म हो गया, नेक्स्ट में जाके जैसे ही खत्म हो गया जाके मॉक टेस्ट मत दीजिए, फेल हो जाएंगे.
सही.
ठीक है ना.
ओके.